My name is Alexandra Bell, and I am the President and CEO of the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists. It is the determination of the Bulletin's Science and Security Board that humanity has not made sufficient progress on the existential risks that endanger us all. We thus move the clock forward. The Doomsday Clock is a tool for communicating how close we are to destroying the world with technologies of our own making. The risks we face from nuclear weapons, climate change, and disruptive technologies are all growing. Every second counts, and we are running out of time. It is a hard truth, but this is our reality. It is now 85 seconds to midnight. 85 seconds to midnight. "85 seconds to midnight.
On good.
85 seconds to midnight.
There you go. Good evening, gentlemen. Thank you for joining me tonight. We might have other guests join during at some point, so they have their invites, so we shall see if they turn up. But tonight, I'm joined by John, the Welsh Prepper. How you doing, John?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Not so bad. I need to change my name to English Prepper. Then we can just be a triad, right? We've got Welsh Prepper, Scottish Prepper. I'll just be English Prepper, Mike. How you doing, Brian?
Good guy, cunt, and I'll let you figure out who's who.
There we go. Instant with the swear box from Brian. There we go. Honestly, he owes me a small estate in the Bahamas for the amount he swears to my streams. Yes, so tonight is kind of an open forum, guys, and we're talking about everything going on because I mean, it was only a couple of weeks ago, Brian, we were saying, oh, the first week in January, and look what's happened already and stuff like that. And it's
getting worse.
It's not slowed up.
No, it's got worse.
Slowed up. And the first thing is I want to pitch to you guys is because a lot of channels sell this as a precursor to stuff. Is the gold price relevant to all of this? What's going on, do you think?
Gold's traditionally a safe harbour for stocks and shares abandon all the other crap and hide because it's traditionally been a safe harbour. So if the gold price tends to spike, usually bad shit comes along with it, whether it's economic or pew-pew.
But I mean, it's spike is an understatement, right, at the moment?
Yes, parabolic.
Yeah. So what do you think, John? Do you think that's directly related?
I agree with Brian. I don't think it's. I don't think like some other popular channels across the sea are saying, if it reaches this level, it's Armageddon. If it reaches this level, things are going to melt down. I just think the central banks are buying it up as quickly as they can, hoovering up as quickly as they can. Wealthy individuals are hoovering up because it's a store of wealth. It protects their asset. It can't go down that much. Like a stock can, it can't crash. Gold is never going to crash because it's a finite resource.
Well, there's a digital currency like a not Bitcoin, but I think it's Ethereum or someone like that. They are now buying loads of gold. I mean, talk about not having faith in your own product.
In your own product.
Why are suddenly they investing massively in gold? I mean, I was watching. I've been down rabbit holes this week, guys. I've been down total rabbit holes. Like, what's he called? Facebook man. Zuckerberg has finished his $350 million underground headquarters on an island somewhere, and that's it. Close the doors, and he's done. It's ready. But if it was a publicity stunt, he'd be going, "Look at this! Look at this! Look at this!" And he's not doing any of that. So what do they know?
And I imagine he's got more than one.
I imagine he hasn't. I don't think it'll work. You've got to have staff, and the staff will just go, "I'm not taking orders from you. I'm bigger and stronger than you are.
Just top you and limit it myself."
That's it.
Yeah. What's interesting is the silver as well. Silver has absolutely rocketed. And now the next thing is copper. I had to look online today for a kilogram of copper, which should be about 30 quid, is going for 160 quid if you can get it.
Really?
Yeah,
I was
copper.
literally saying beginning of December that, you know, silver's getting a bit ridiculous. I'm going to start just getting copper. I already said it for a laugh. I've got some copper coins that somebody sent me, but yeah.
I couldn't get any on. There's a coppersmith in Cardiff Metals or something it's called, completely sold out. Everything is awaiting order.
I can
So
help
with
you with
the-
that.
Oh, can
You
you,
can help.
Brian? Thanks. Got some copper from the
There's
train
a lot.
track.
No, there's a lot of mobile stockists go about, but they disguise their bullion vans as tree surgeons and tarmacking services. So if you look in the back of it, any one of those vans will be stealthily transporting copper. You can bet your bottom dollar.
Got you. I want the copper that's got 999.99 stamped on it. Can they do that?
No, it's still got a toilet attached to this one.
And a couple of roof tiles.
Yeah. Plumbers' fittings are pure copper, says Mr. T and Dr. P. Good evening to all of our chat as well. Sorry, I'm not ignoring you. We've got Miss Worm and Evil Girl in there, our two awesome moderators keeping track of you all, keeping you in line. We will stick the opinions are everyone's own on the bottom because it is what it is. Everything's our personal opinion. None of us are medical doctors. None of us are geopolitical experts. We just talk this out, and hopefully you guys get involved as well. With that said, gold price, silver price. I mean, precious metals altogether. Then is it? Do you think it's? Do you think that's through mass hoarding? Cause of what's going on?
Supply and demand.
Yeah, it's a mix. Yeah. It's a bit of central banks are buying it, literally by the ton. Wealthy individuals buying it by the several kilograms, and they're all the sort of what you would call the normal people like us have just got a bit of FOMO, so they're just hoovering it up.
I'll float an idea. So why do you want to control? Before Bitcoin came out, central banks and big governments, the power of their bank was dictated by their gold deposits. The more they had, the more wealth and power they tended to be able to influence, i.e. control. So then we've evolved to digital currency, which if you go in and try and buy something with cash these days, they look at it as if you're shitting your hands and want to shake their hand, right? Nobody wants it. Now, the push for that is they can check how much money's going in your bank, how much it's coming out. Shit, to take money out of your bank over a certain amount or put some in, you've got the leather gloves going on and the flashlight in your face. Where did you get it? What's it for? So gold is a measure of control, and electronic currency is also to exert a degree of control as well. That's all currency does, in my humble opinion.
What about aluminium? I think it's gonna. I think as soon as gold sells out, people will push silver and so on and so forth. Right? It's going to be a pecking order, I reckon.
Nothing's got value. Sorry, on you go.
Sorry, Brian. Oh, what? Following off what Brian said, there's also a massive demand for it. I think I said this before. One Tomahawk missile has 15 kilograms of silver in it, in the circuitry. The solar panels, they've got silver in them. There's already talk of China switching to copper, which does nearly as good a job in a solar panel, but not as quite because it's not conductive, but because it's just becoming too expensive.
Yeah,
I just had a vision in my head of all these vans, like a wedge shape of tree surgeon and tarmacking vans, rampaging through the gates of Faz Lane to get the silver out of the warheads. Oh, Jesus.
I think the silver might be put in before that, Brian, before they get to the submarine. Yeah,
They're dedicated though.
I'm not an expert, but that's what I reckon.
I saw a couple buying silver jewelry in a charity shop a few days ago. They wanted all they had. They got a few curious looks off me for sure. Scrap silver has a value, but it'll never be as high as like fine grade because you're going to get sterling, which is 925 and it's 999. So it's definitely got a value if you can get it for the right price, but don't look at the
definite barter value.
Yeah, but don't look at the silver spot price based on buying 925, right? Because there's a significant drop off there. I'm no expert. Again, no expert at all. It will be coffee and chocolate before we know it, almost as expensive and as precious metals.
Not wrong.
What did I see today? What was it? Something's just gone up ridiculous. I think it might be the coffee or something. Something's gone up really. I went to the supermarket today and stuff has started to really sneak up like beyond the usual 100% inflation. It cost me 80 quid and I come back with like 4 bags. And I didn't get anything extravagant.
Tell me about it. Look behind me. There's 86 quid. Just try to restock stuff.
It's mad, isn't it? That would have cost you 30, 40 quid a couple of years ago.
Yeah, 86 quid.
It's absolutely nuts. I can't even remember what it was I was looking at. It's gone out.
Or if Mrs. SP is watching, it was a £5.
All right. Honestly, dear.
No, you've done that wrong. It should be 286 quid. You could have pocketed the 200.
No, trust me, I done it right. It was a £5.
It's not worth the beating. Not worth the
No.
beating. Right. Let's go. Let's just talk about all the crap that's going on because they've moved it 85 seconds to midnight, right? But that factors in a lot of things, doesn't it, John? You were mentioning it factors in environmental in a big way.
Yeah, I mean, just for a bit of background for the viewers, do you call them viewers? What are our people called?
The crazies, usually.
Crazies, just the crazies. The Doomsday Clock was invented by Albert Einstein and Mr. Oppenheimer and a few of his mates from University of Chicago, and it's basically a measure of how close we are to nuclear Armageddon. Started off, obviously, because of Oppenheimer and Einstein with just nuclear, but a few years ago they decided to add other things like climate change, socio-economic collapse, all that sort of thing. So it involves quite a wide range of things potentially going wrong. 85 seconds, I believe, is the closest it's ever been to midnight.
Yes, it is. Well, 89 was the closest what it was. And it's beating its own records this time.
Yeah,
but it's not an annual thing. They don't have to move it all the time. It's only if like the geopolitical climate changes. For a while it never changed at all.
And they've got some very clever people on it, I have to say. So they do know what they're talking about. But yeah, the climate change is the one I picked up on. I think there was 60,000 deaths from heat-related illness in Europe last year. If everyone remembers all the heat waves, not so much in the UK itself, but on continental Europe. And that's something, I think that's something we need to think about, is just dealing with extremes of temperature, not just the cold.
Yeah. Brian, do you think they've thrown in environmental into that study instead of it just being nuclear purely to push their agenda of, look how close we are to doomsday, you must all go net zero?
Net zero in principle is fine. It's implementation it's a problem because it's done by retards. So the idea of it's fine.
As that is.
Fuck them, they're idiots. They wouldn't run an amphetamine. Couldn't put a nut in a monkey's mouth. They don't understand the technology. They try and bamboozle Joe Public with good idea versus a fool's errand. There's nothing inherently wrong with clean burning gas or other hydrocarbons. There's nothing wrong with nuclear power. But big polluting factories that are producing freaking wind turbines and things that you can't degrade or reuse again. Where do you think this shit comes from? Is there a wind turbine tree? Right, we'll just go and pick a couple 150-meter pylons. That doesn't work like that.
Surely they should all be made out of like balsa wood and leaves and grass, right? You know.
Yeah.
A wind turbine base is a 25-meter cube of concrete. That's a lot of concrete.
That's mad.
One of the contracts we worked on until they moved provider was to test the elevators and the wind turbines and the jib cranes and the rescue gear and all that kind of shit. And there's so much crap that goes into these things versus a finite lifetime versus curtailment payments to turn them off. It's nuts. It's absolutely mental what we're doing. They have a place in a interconnected electricity grid, but not the way they're doing it.
Yeah,
not the way
I know
they're doing
Hawkins, and I know they're made of balsa wood, but they're filled with all sorts of crap and the coating on it. And
I mean,
isn't it that they take? Oh, they only last 10 years. The blades. Am I right in thinking that?
They'll have a fatigue life because, like if you get your coat hanger and you're constantly doing that with a coat hanger, it'll become work hard and brittle and snap. Your turbine blades are doing the same thing, so eventually you'll get fatigue fractures, and after testing they'll be able to gauge a kind of lifetime of that, and then they'll knock some time off it.
The road up to Scotland now, on the main M6 before you get onto the 74, off to the left there's a load of them. At least 2 of them now have a shattered blade on. You can see like 2 blades hanging down and one at the top that's like sheared off. I don't know if that's extreme weather or it is stress, like you say. Like, they shouldn't be going already, right? Made in China.
It's more likely to be a manufacturing defect, than a fatigue break at that time.
Timu wind turbines.
Timu wind turbines, but they'll talk about the environment because it is a factor. Because environmental disasters are still disasters that'll impact on you, me, and everybody else, whether it be flooding or adverse weather conditions like our friends in America are suffering at the moment. It is a valid prep and something to be aware of. So yeah, it's just another thing to get your worry beads out for, like the ice shelf coming soon to splash near a toilet near you.
What's that?
There's a lot of the ice sheets that they've had hot water running underneath them, basically, and they're at risk of fracturing, and basically hundreds of thousands, if not millions of tons of ice is just going to go plop into the water.
Well,
so
Brewster's Millions, the guy had an idea. You cut 2 big things out the back, you put 2 big outboard motors on, and you sail it to the Sahara and then drop it in there.
It's going to be a big outboard.
So someone's just put in the chat that gold and silver crashed today. Yeah, they went down. I think silver went down £20 today, back down to about 65. But I mean, I bought a few coins 2 years ago, and it was £23 each.
Yeah, don't be fooled by crashes.
Still massive.
Especially Friday as the markets close, they'll drop off, and then you'll see as soon as they open, that's when you'll get the big spike again. So potentially a good time to buy, but most retailers of the coins won't drop the price by that much based on an afternoon. So especially when it's the weekend as well. So yeah,
I'm not convinced on gold. I know people buy it, especially preppers buy it. I never have, and I'm not saying it's just my opinion, right? This is entirely just my opinion. Value is only what people value, right? If it's ascribed to something, if the shit's hit the fan and everything's going to hell in a handbasket, I don't care if you've got a 1 kilogram gold bar. You ain't worth a ton of beans to me. It's worthless to me at that point.
Yeah, it depends what you're prepping for, right? If you're prepping for an economic crash and wealth preservation in a society that still exists, it's a great thing to do. But if you're thinking society is going to go the same way as the finance and completely crash itself, then you're right. You know, me bartering anything behind me would be worth more than gold to a lot of people, especially the medical supplies. They'll be worth their weight in gold at some point, you know. So yeah, it's I'm the same school. You are.
You'll still have the golems, shiny. They'll give you anything for a bit shiny.
Well, I've got some. I've got some silver. I've even got some really old. So that's a 1943 sixpence, which, if anyone knows, they're about 50% silver. So they're not.
Did somebody put that in your pram when you get born?
Not as old as you, I'm afraid.
I just look at. I'm 21 at heart.
But I've also got like small denominations of the Britannias and stuff like that. And yeah, there will be golems that still like the shiny things, but it won't take.
How many times have we joked that it could be the shit's hit the fan? It's gone to hell in a handbasket. You're in Tesco's stealing all the tins of beans and tuna, and somebody runs past you with a 50-inch plasma screen.
Yeah, and you're gonna get a massive level of denial, right? So I know I don't want to spoil it, but we're gonna do a special episode where we talk about 1 second after and stuff like that. But the immediate start of that, he buys cartons of cigarettes off somebody for money he knows is going to be worthless very shortly. And he even tells the guy, he's honest with the guy in the end, but it's just people all the small shops will keep taking cash until the point they realize I now can't do anything with this cash. So I think you've got a good week or two at least. Bob is put a £5 super chat over on your side there, Brian. Says shout out
Thanks,
to
Bob.
Christian Warfare. No man is an island. Please remember to have one enemy.
We have one.
You either love life and humanity, or you hate it. We love life. That's why I love life. Stay alive.
I love the smooth taste of Pepsi Max.
Well, Bob's just bought you about 50 cans because that.
Bob's a gentleman. Thank you very much, sir.
There you go.
Nobody buys me anything.
It's time for a Coke Zero break.
Oh.
They're not going to buy you anything, John, because you've got the appearance of rich guy. It's me and Mike that are wallowing our own squalor.
I'm a low-level civil servant.
Brian sat there with about 10 grand behind him, at least.
10 grand worth of power stations.
That's just cardboard cutouts. Really, I'm really poor, and there's none of that shit's there.
And you got posh shelving.
Nah, they were relatively cheap.
Actually, no. His posh desk is actually 3 doors. No, is it floors or doors?
Two doors, mate. 2 doors. That's a work of art. That is.
That'll last longer than the shed will. That's the irony.
Oh, mate, they gave me 5. I don't know if you know about it, John, but when I bought this last year, it was just a complete fuck up. The whole thing. The everything they sent was wrong. So I got 5 doors for a 2-door shed. So yeah.
As long as they were free.
Yeah,
half the floor was missing, so that was kind of flip side.
Nothing was free when your shed cost that much money. Having a small amount of gold and silver is sensible. It's financial insurance. You hope you never need it, but protects purchasing power if things get unstable. I know somebody who really does, like, is a proper stacker when it comes to silver. And their plan is when the value hits a certain point based on what they've got, they will exchange silver for an even better commodity, which is not gold, which is not copper, it's land. So once they've hit a certain level, they'll purchase land with it. Land is one commodity they're never going to make any more of, all right? They're not going to they can't mine up some more and stuff like that. The odd volcano might sprout a bit of land, but that's about it. So if you can get land with it, that's the way. In 1975, gold went from $35 to $200. Then it halved to $100 before running to $850. So we could be on the drop here, and then it'll jump to 10 grand.
Good stat, still logging. Good stat.
Yeah, thank you.
It may just be worth saying, Mike, to the crazies that if you're just starting out and prepping, the most important thing is to have a couple of 5s and a couple of 10s stacked away somewhere, just so you can buy something if the whole system crashes, so you're not relying on your credit card or your bank card. Rather than buying silver and gold at this point, if you're just starting out, just a few small denomination notes and some £2 coins tucked away somewhere.
Cash will be king for at least a week or two. Yeah. And so the thing is, right, supermarkets will close. If we have complete grid down, they won't bother. Supermarkets will just go, bang, close the doors. Sorry, we're not serving. It's just not worth the problems they would have. Your local shop will stay open. He'll have torches, candles, whatever. He'll go in. You can buy whatever you want from the local shop. And that's where you need to spend your money at that stage.
A £6 loaf.
Yeah, it might
You'd
be.
still give it him though, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you'd still give him the £6 because the bread will be worth more than. Well, I don't know. The bread it won't be worth anything once it goes mouldy. But go and get all these tins. Do you know what I was trying to find? Here we go. I had it somewhere before, and the page is gone. But I was trying to find the gold price on the lead up to war. Like World War I and World War II.
Oh, yeah.
Anyone's got them stats, stick them in the chat. I can't find where I've had
the still has logging. He follows the gold prices and he knows a bit about it. He's quite good at that kind of stuff. I'll give him his due.
Jay, what was the gold price on the run up to World War II and then during and after? That's the kind of numbers I want. Is that kind of
that's your job?
That's your job. That's your mission.
And we want it CPI linked for inflation, taking into account the variable interest rates in between now and then. Crack on.
We give you homework, he give you a full project. There we go. Yeah. Anyway, I mean, the gold price aside, everything that's going on at the moment is absolute madness. Iran has to be the one on the tippy tonguey for us. Really.
My money's on tonight.
Your money's on tonight. You think?
Yep.
Did his ultimatum say something like the 28th? I want to say.
2 days ago, he said, "You better come and make a deal quickly because all my toys are arriving." And then he said his toys have arrived, and my Barada, Mark's Adventures, Sadaki. Sorry. I think all the toys are in place. The Special Forces teams left the UK yesterday. Jordan is all up and running with their aircraft, their strategic bombers. Abraham Lincoln is in the Gulf or just out of the Gulf. That's my money.
Depends what they're trying to achieve, though, because they've only got one carrier strike group there. The last time they did it, they had two. So, but I suppose the flip side of that is they degraded a lot of Iran's air defense systems and dismantled it wholesale. So they don't need as much this time.
And they've effectively got a carrier strike group in Jordan, they've got aircraft on the ground in Jordan. I think they're trying to get regime change. I think they're trying to scare off the Iranian regime before they get killed.
They won't go though. Russia. They've gone to Moscow, haven't they?
So, well, allegedly, an aircraft went from Tehran to Moscow yesterday.
A government plane, yeah. So I think they've split out the leadership, and obviously they've left the unwanted son in charge. You sit there in the palace, you'll be all right. Don't worry about
crap son.
Forces. Yeah. The worst kids left there. Some might be in this alleged super bunker, but they've got bunker buster bombs and stuff like that, which they're quite affair with. My issue is not with this happening as such. It's with the reaction that it could cause, right? These are people that are potentially, I mean, they even made a threat the other day. 8 months ago is when America apparently destroyed all their nuclear things. And they put a thing out saying, Iran put a thing out saying, it's amazing what you can achieve in 8 months instead of 8 years.
Depends what the thing is, they could go for a dirty bomb. They don't have to have a viable nuclear warhead. All they would have to do is scatter shit all over Israel. You know, if the warhead explodes and scatters radioactive material, it would have, a huge effect.
And if they're really asymmetric, they could have a tanker and a container tanker set off the coast of California, stick that 2 miles in the air, and it'll be devastation.
Another super chat on your channel. Brian's 10 quid up today. He's all right. He's cashing.
Thanks, Bob. You're a gentleman, sir.
I'll send you a bill for 50%. I bought gold in 2016 for £900 an ounce.
Well done.
Gold is a hedge against inflation, plus it preserves your wealth. I mean, fair play.
Yeah, fair play, Bob. Good for you.
At that time, Bob, I bet you were thinking, oof, it's a bit high. Should I do this or not? Because everyone does, no matter where it is. Everyone thinks, oh, why would you buy now? I mean, even thinking now at $4,000, $5,000, whatever it is, even buying now, if you had the money to, it's probably going to go up. I mean, I'm not a financial advisor. Don't buy gold based on what I say. Buy beans.
Can someone watching tell me how much of the available gold is above the surface? It's quite high, I think, but I don't know. I think most of the gold has been mined in the world now, so we're not getting any more of it. There's no more to be found. So that'll affect the price.
I don't know. There's loads under Greenland, just out of coincidence, 1900 to 1914, $20. That was when to buy gold. I'll get to your question, Time. I did Time Talk Capes Outdoors. Yeah, I'll get to yours. I did star it, so we'll come back to that. I'm just trying to find all of these. 1900 to 1933, $20, 67. 1934 to 67, 35. It looks like it's fixed. I'm not sure. I just feel like it would have done something more than that. But yeah, anyway. Cheers for having a look. I just wondered if there was a direct correlation with before a conflict. You know what I mean?
Don't know.
Yeah.
But I think there is. I think if you look back at the stats, you'll probably find there will be, as the market goes to a safe haven or perceived safe haven. But it's not just that. You've got Iran, you've got Ukraine, you've got squabbling between NATO allies. Shit, I mean, everything's going wrong. You've got really bad weather. You've got unstable power grids. You've got hacking. You've got the ongoing North Korean psychopaths.
Pakistan,
Right.
India just bubbling.
Yep, you name it. It's all happening,
And we haven't even
and it's
mentioned
not showing
China.
any signs of getting better. Aye, China as well.
China's constitution says that it will reunify with Taiwan by, I think it's something like 2 years' time. There's some big anniversary coming up.
Right.
I think if there's a real sign of a peace deal in Ukraine, they will have to go before that happens. They'll
Well,
have to.
there was gonna be peace talks today or yesterday.
Yesterday,
in
yeah, but
Dubai,
nothing.
and it's
nothing's been
cancelled. And
said.
basically, Zelensky's turned around and put a statement out saying we will never agree to a deal where we give up sovereign territory.
And he's been
we know-
consistent.
Yeah, and we know that Putin's going to be of the same thinking. He wants that liberated. You know, he rescued them people from the clutches of Zelensky, according to him. So it's going to be constant button heads. I think that's why Starmer wasn't bothered about saying, "Oh, well, when there's a peace deal, we'll pull troops on the ground," because there's not going to be a fucking peace deal. This is going to end messy.
Let's think about where we are then, because as the timeline's progressed, Russians economy was strong at the start, and they were able to manipulate things, use their resources, and all the rest of it. Their manpower levels are depleted. They're using African mercenaries and stuff. They're not honoring contracts for people that they're using in the meat grinders anymore. Only yesterday, one of the big rail companies went down the shitter. So they'll be getting desperate. Ukraine's already desperate because they're getting pressure from their allies to make a deal. No matter how bad it is, make a deal. In between that, you've got a visibly fractured NATO alliance. So if you've got a guy that's been pushed to the wire, as in Putin, his economy's taking a shit, he thinks that their supporters are fractured, he thinks that the USA isn't going to back them anymore, you tell me what he's going to do.
I mean, that's the $1 million question, right? That's when we get 5 seconds to midnight. Because I mean, the current state is just, it's extremely unpredictable. We've got Middle East, USA, and Iran, which is currently critical. We've got Eastern Europe, which is Russia and Ukraine, which is, you know, high risk and escalations. We've got the Arctic that we've not even touched on yet, with Denmark and the stuff like that. We've got the South China Sea that you just briefly mentioned, with Taiwan. It's all happening. Gold at $5,000.
Economic warfare.
Yeah.
You've got people being tariffed up the wazoo. You've got Canada being threatened, Canada counter-threatening, Europe being threatened, Europe making counter-threats. So economic allies and alliances are being split, as well as military ones. So economies are fractured, military alliances are fractured, and you've got conflict. Which of that cauldron of shit is going to make it's a problem.
That's another £5 on your channel there, Brian, from Super Sticker from New City Prepper.
Thank you much, sir. Very, very kind of you.
I can send Brian my internet bill now. It's just like, it's all Brian.
It's the curse of being the eye candy of the channel, right? I mean, you two old fuckers. Now,
outrageous.
How very dare you?
What about the threat of nuclear cascade warning? Analysts are warning USA that strike could trigger a nuclear cascade because of the materials they've got and stuff like that. What's your thoughts on that? Because that's not going to please Russia or China if there's some sort of event that triggers that.
How do you mean, like a chain reaction?
Basically, because any destabilization of Iran risks losing control over nuclear materials or forcing the regime to break out and build a weapon, and it's final as a final deterrent. So basically, they've got a lot of this enriched uranium, I assume, at this stage. So what happens with all that? And obviously they've got the nuclear power station there and stuff like that. So
there, but despite what I do know, and this is all open source, is that to make a civil nuclear power station just for civil use electricity generation, it's in the teens refinement, and they're up into the 40s, 50s. So why they're going that high if they're not making a nuclear weapon, I'd like to know. And that's what the UN keep banging on about. Why do you need to be enriching uranium to such a high level if you only want to make nuclear power stations? My fear would be is they just give it to someone else who's far less stable. If they know they're going to lose it anyway, just farm it out to their proxies.
I mean, Iran is the type of. I mean, it scares me more than Russia and United States, because you think there's some sort of logic, there's some sort of command chain, there's some sort of. But when you're dealing with fundamentalists,
they'll use it.
Happily go out in fire and brimstone, whether that's conventional, whether that's a dirty bomb, whether that's terrorist cells. Somebody mentioned in the chat before that they're worried about potential sleeper cells in the UK. If you think it's going to be tonight, John, do you think they're going to press every button they've got as a last-ditch thing, as they see? I mean, it's never going to go as smooth as the Venezuela operation, right?
No, it's never going to go as smooth as the Venezuela operation, partly because it's a much, much larger country and it's antagonistic to America. The Venezuela situation, at least half of them thought it was a good idea, and they must have had actors on the inside to open gates and make sure things were turned off and guards were in wrong places. Otherwise, they'd have lost people. If Maduro's close protection team weren't sort of semi-compliant with it, there would have been a gun battle at some point.
Yeah, there would have been at least a shot fired,
Yeah, but they just walked in, slammed the cuffs on, put the headphones on his head, blindfold, off he goes, and everyone's like, "Oh, there's a surprise." So they haven't got that level of cooperation or infiltration in Iran, and the IRGC are absolutely fanatical. It's an honor to die.
Yeah,
the philosophy is completely different. In the UK, we're all about not dying. Western forces are how to live, survive to fight, survive. They don't give a toss. I'll gladly die for the Ayatollah.
Can I put a spin on it?
He's not saying that. Somebody's going to snip that now and put your careful.
Think about what they've learned, though. What they've learned since the 80s is that everybody that voluntarily gave up a nuclear weapons program is now dead.
Yep.
They're not stupid. Yeah. So they've known Iraq had a reasonably well-developed nuclear weapons program because America and Britain gave them most of their weapons of mass destruction, chemical and biological. So Syria was developing nuclear weapons. They get told to stop it and did. Then he died. Then he get regime change. Libya was trying to do it. Gaddafi get slotted. At that point, the North Koreans doubled down and went for broke. And even though it was only a partial detonation, they announced to the world by a detonation in a cavern they had a nuclear weapon, and then have built more. Funnily enough, nobody has invaded North Korea or bombed them. There's no appetite for that. So, playing devil's advocate, there's no incentive for them to give up any nuclear weapons program because they know at some point they'll just get zapped.
Yeah. Big thank you to Rockstar Chef Dora. She's just joined my channel, then jumped over and joined your channel as well, Brian.
Oh, thank you.
A member of both channels. That is absolutely awesome. Thank you very much. And Bob sent me another £5.
Bob, very kind of you. Don't send me any more money. I love the support and it's so much appreciated. But I don't want to take people's money like that. It doesn't sit well with me.
Come to my side. I'll take it.
And that's not being ungrateful. I really appreciate what you've done tonight. That's plenty. Yeah. That's more than enough support from you. Thank you so much.
if you saw a nuclear blast coming towards you, what would you go through your head? I want an
The
honest
shockwave.
answer in spite
Yeah,
of your
the
breath.
positive wave would go through your head first, and then the negative wave. Just as you, so the positive wave would turn you to dust, and the negative wave would scatter the dust.
Excellent. Like dust in the wind.
But seriously, if I knew one was coming, it would depend. If I had enough notice and I knew it was going to land, it would depend. If it's landing west of me over the sea, I'd probably just kiss my ass goodbye. If it's landing east of me in Birmingham, I think I'd have a pretty good chance of surviving because of the.
I thought you were going to say I'd celebrate then.
No.
Poor Barry. I mean, if I saw the blast, I mean, if you saw the cloud, you've got to be able to gauge distance, isn't it? Like your thumb, if you can cover it all up with your thumb, that's an old metric for it, kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, it'll look a bit odd as all thumbs upping the nuclear explosion. But
Ducking cover.
I mean, you joke, Brian, but I genuinely think. I mean, I remember like the first day going into the barracks at the army, they had all the old leaflets and stuff there, and
Duck
it's like
and cover.
it goes through, and one of the pages says, "In the event of a nuclear blast, find a ditch or a hole, lie down,
lie
cover
flat
your
on the
head,
ground,
wait for the second wave to pass, then get up."
hands under your body. Don't forget, Mike. Hands under your body, so they don't get burned.
Yeah, that's it. And
Either
then wait for the second
5,000
wave to pass,
degrees.
and then you can just get up. That's fine. It's all good. I haven't got a serious answer. I think if we saw it coming towards us, it would be too late. My last thoughts would be, bastard, I didn't cash out that money in YouTube.
I'd be dead. Unfortunately, we've spoken about this a million times. It's not that I'm fatalistic about nuclear weapons or warfare. It's just that I know because of budget and location, I can't move out of where I am, and I don't have the wherewithal to build anything survivable. So geography kills me. And I've got Glasgow Airport 14 miles that way, Edinburgh's 30 miles that way, Faz Lane's 32 miles that way. There's no way I'm doing anything other than dying. So I don't worry about it because it's the one prep I can't prep for.
Yeah, and you've also got to look at, if you're seriously prepping, you got to take a risk-based approach. What's the risk that we're going to get a nuclear weapon over the UK? Is pretty small. What's the risk of the electricity going off for 24 hours? Quite high. So you've got to, you've got to look at, you've got to take a risk-based approach and base your preps on what you think is the biggest risk for our area. If you live near a canal or a river, flooding is probably your biggest risk. So,
I mean,
not a nuclear explosion.
I know Brian's methodology is I'd just neck the bottle of whiskey and just wave it as it incoming. But I think I would try and do something.
Whiskey and Coke.
If it was a nuclear blast, you'd still be on the Pepsi, would you? Getting that last can of Pepsi down.
I'd be a goner. I would register the flash for about a millisecond before my eyeballs get burnt out, and then I would be gone. I'd know nothing about it.
Norfolk Prepper 98.8%.
What's that?
He asked him what's the percentage risk of you setting fire to something.
Me?
Yeah.
I would never set fire to anything. Plastic African says gold from lead at CERN and 2.5 trillion drop in gold. Yeah, Matthew 8:26, forced reformation, or what the hell has become of our Western Foundation. Thank you very much for the £5 super chat there as well. Much appreciated.
I have to make a bunker out of empty Pepsi cans. Mike's hearing voices now.
That's a child trying to escape.
Mate, birthdays and Christmas. It's been a long time since I've heard any banging.
So you get a little funnel, Brian, on your empty Pepsi cans, and then pour the sand in, and then you can gradually build a wall.
Considering the amount of Pepsi I drink in a year, I'd probably have quite the bunker.
I was going to say, you probably need about 35,000 cans to build it, but...
So a month's worth then?
Yeah.
Tez said before, watch out for the Bushehr nuke plant. If it gets bombed or attacked, it's part owned by and built by Russia and Iran. There's a blowback there, right?
Yeah, my personal opinion on this is that Russia is clinging on to its current special military operation and isn't in a position to do anything other than that. Russia is hoping China will come to its aid more than it has at the moment, but they're not friends. I think China will quite happily watch Russia lose in inverted commas or not win, should we say. That's my personal opinion.
Difficult to say what the allies are doing over that kind of situation, isn't it? Starmer is creaming his drawers over that's an image I never wanted ever burned into my head. Over a Chinese social credit system, Oxford has just been approved for total 15-minute towns. You get 100 days a year to travel through different zones. Well, 15-minute cities. Interesting. That's yeah.
Just a quick one in my channel. If if folk don't start behaving, folk will be leaving. That's the third warning. There'll be another one.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, if you're getting told off by Brian, it must be bad.
I'm not sure whether he's talking to me or not.
No. Let's agree to disagree. You can. We don't have to agree with everything. Draw a line in the sand, fellas, and just move on.
There's an argument going on.
Yeah, but there won't be now. Everybody's going to behave.
Brian, solar farms around here won't be connected to the grid unless infrastructure is improved first. Could be 10 years or more, says Mel.
The projects it was 10 to 14 years delayed. They were supposed to be cutting red tape as of last year, and it's potentially down to 7 years. The Great Grid Upgrade is ongoing, and it's supposed to be finished by 2030, some of it 2035. They're spending 52 billion. And yeah, I'll believe it if I actually see it finished. Legal challenges went in last year to try and save Fluffy the brown spider for getting his habitat disturbed, the usual sort of shit. So we don't have the problem in the UK grid is capacity. There is projects coming on stream, but they can't get a connection. So we've got a transmission problem. The power's in the wrong place.
Yeah. The power's in the wrong. The power won't be anywhere soon. The wrong place would be a luxury. Right, I'm going to quickly try and catch up and star some of these questions. There's 195 people watching, so I'm going to use the opportunity to do a 40-second sales pitch. Hi guys, just wanted to take a moment to say this year for the charity, the Bradley Lowry Foundation, I'm going to be walking the West Highland Way in reverse with full kit, wild camping along the way. It's a survival challenge, and it's definitely a fitness and endurance challenge. We're raising as much money as we can for this absolutely awesome cause. You can donate by giving through Just Giving or through PayPal. Make sure if you do use the PayPal option that you mark it for charity. With your help, we can make a massive difference to some families' lives. So please give whatever you can and help this awesome cause. There you go. So that's what I'm doing this year, as long as we've not all been turned into Rice Krispie bits by then.
Are you allowed to go to pubs along the West Highland Way, Mike? Is that part of the deal?
No. I don't think it'd help my walking, but I might do. You never know. But it's
King's House Hotel. That's got a nice little walkers bar.
I'm doing it in reverse, and I'm taking everything with me, planning to wild camp on the way, but I have an open invite if anyone would like to join me, if you feel up for it, John.
I'm tempted, but I'm moving house this year, so we'll see how that goes.
Well, yeah, into the bunker. Yeah.
I wish. No.
Robert says, look at Norway. They recently sent a post to their people to prepare for war, and they may seize property, possessions, guns, and ammo. What are your thoughts? Right. We've mentioned this quite a few times, I think. So I'll give you my 2 cents first before I'll let the gentleman jump in. And Brian. So with Norway, potentially, I don't know. I just don't see any country when they're resorting to taking individual people's possessions. By that stage, it's already gone way too far. Like I said, as soon as the crisis hits, the supermarkets will close. They'll seize and take control of that. They'll seize and take control of distribution hubs. As for going for door to door, I think by that point there'd be no rule of law, there'd be no law and order, and the people claiming to be from the government knocking on your door asking for your cans of beans, chances are they're not the government. It would be my thoughts. Guns and ammo, again, if it's got to the stage of knocking on people's door saying, can I have your shotgun and your 24 rounds of buckshot to some poor farmer, then, I mean, that's beyond country defense. It's going to do nobody any good. It's not real, I don't think, genuinely. Brian, what's your thoughts on that? Are you still sorting out? Make people moderators, and they can deal with it.
Evil Girls doing a sterling job. Ask the question again, mate. Oh, look at Norway.
I can go in, Brian, if you want. Give you a chance.
No, it's fine, mate. Oh, right. Anyway,
go on. Hang on, John. Go on. John. Go on. Let him compose himself.
Brian, you have a break. Yeah. So it is true that the Norwegian authorities have sent letters out to people. My personal view is that they're mostly going to be seizing in inverted commas, requisitioning for a period of time, land and heavy machinery. Property, probably not so much unless someone happens to have a fully functional Roll 4 hospital in their back garden for their private use. But things like sports halls and large garages and things like that, they can serve as temporary mortuaries. So it is possible. I don't think it'd be wide scale. Guns, ammo, Norwegians, they use guns and ammo all the time. Nearly every household, a massive generalization there, but many households have guns and ammo. Again, as I said when I was previously a guest, the government to feed 1 million people, for one day they need 3 million tins of something. They're not going to come to your house for a couple of hundred, even a couple of hundred of tins. They just not got the logistics. So as Mike says, if someone comes to your house claiming to be the government saying they're taking all your food, they're probably not from the government. They're probably just trying to con you out of your food. That's my thoughts.
Yeah. Are you composed, Brian?
Yes, I am absolutely fine.
Ignore the chats. Right, carry on.
I am fine.
It's basically saying that government may seize property and stuff. I get it when it's like a border country and stuff like that, but seizing possessions, guns and ammos and stuff like that.
That would only happen if things were, best example I could think of, a conventional conflict that was going on for a protracted period of time, where they still had time and organisation enough and attention to do these things. This isn't going to happen in weeks or months. This would be in years we're talking about, in my humble opinion, that because they'll go for big targets first. Food warehouses, factories, even farms, right? Things for the national good, large infrastructure. Your hoard of beans and bullets will be way down the list, if ever. And if it is ever, it'll be years potentially down the line in a protracted conflict with rationing in place, and you're only allowed a certain amount of shit over a certain amount, or it's hoarding, hoarders will be shot, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Up until then, anybody that turns up at your door with a police uniform or a military uniform on, they've probably stolen it, and they're trying to get in your house with some nefarious means. Yeah. And the only donation they would get would be lead.
We're still at a magical place where big stores still take cash in this country, right? So unless you're getting everything on your card or using your centralized bank digital currency and you're smart about it, they don't know that you're hoarding loads of stuff and things like that. They might know I am because I'm out there, but you generally just watching this, you're probably pretty safe. But again, I wouldn't believe it for a second if somebody knocked on my door saying that. I'd offer them a cup of tea and stuff. Not like Brian,
And don't forget, they need a warrant to come into your house at the moment.
At the moment, yeah.
At the moment, yeah.
Papa Prep 45 has become a member of your channel there, Brian.
Oh, thank you.
There you go. If you do get a chance, guys, go and make sure you join Brian's channel. It's like a 99p membership or something like that. It's something ridiculous, but he's putting it all back into the channel and he's doing some awesome giveaways and stuff. I'm doing a giveaway, which I was supposed to draw, but I've not got it ready, so it'll get drawn later. That's on the Discord. I'll
learned my lesson for the last one.
As someone who is just starting out, the cost to build up 30 days of stock for a family of 4 is crazy in 2026. It is. But I mean, just do it gradually. You'll be surprised what you can get, even if it's a case of. So I mean, I'll be honest. When I first started building a stockpile beyond just my normal shopping, I've always had quite like full cupboards. Always done like a monthly shop. When I started first building a stockpile, it wasn't the best stuff. It was smart price this, smart price that. The cheapest pasta, the cheap spaghetti's like 31p a pack in a lot of places. Used to be 20 odd p, but the cheapest pasta, everything like that. And I got to a point and I looked at it and like, right, I've got 30 days. Then I gradually went through that and replaced it with better stuff that I eat regular. And it's just a matter of time. Trying to go out and get an extra 30 days on top of a monthly shop, yes, it's going to be crazy expensive. But yeah, just do as much as you can is the best advice for that. I heard on Tuesday he may send in special forces who done Venezuela to hit the bunker in Tehran, and will hit the nuclear power sites that they missed last time.
Yeah, they'll all die.
What, the special forces, are they?
Yeah. Different animal.
There's I can't remember the name. They got like a militia, population militia, 5 million of them armed or something that they can sort of activate.
Yeah, but I mean, they've got internal problems, all right, at the moment, right?
Yeah, but not all of them. Not everyone is anti-government.
Grumpy Adventures is the one that said, I'm worried about sleeper cell operations in the UK. Do you think that's something it could trigger, Brian?
Yes, 100%, because we've got large land control borders and have had for decades, and now the problem's accelerating. Our trusted intelligence services are fighting a losing battle. They cannot be everywhere. They cannot look at everyone. And with the best will in the world, they can only look at who they know about. At the moment, you've got mass migration all over Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's only 1 in 1,000, right, as somebody that's been trained and is part of a sleeper cell to cause some sort of horrible shit in a country. Think how many hundreds, if not thousands, that you've got roaming about the UK and Europe in general now. And they're not even going to be running about tooled up with an AK or something or setting off bombs. They're just driving into crowds. So, yeah, I do worry about that. When I'm going to Christmas markets and when I'm going to see Santa Claus and my granddaughter, for talk's sake, and you're having to explain why there's barriers on the path, what are they for? Well, it's not to stop Santa's sledge coming towards you. That's for sure as shit.
Why has the elf got MP5s?
Yeah.
Don't
Festive
think
Kevlar.
Yeah. What? Go and visit Santa. He's just behind a steel sheet, and he opens it with his eyes. Ho ho ho!
Is he pointing a candy cane at me or a shotgun?
Don't think that Russians' military is useless. They are doing what they always do: use cannon fodder while the Russian army waits for the invasion. Interesting philosophy there. I'll come.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, I get where the logic is coming from. The World War II kind of methodology, where they were using World War I tactics with World War II hardware, and they were so under-equipped. It was like you carry a gun, and then the two guys behind you, all they're carrying is a clip of ammo for the gun you drop when you die.
Yep.
And that was only orchestrated by having enough commissars behind there that would shoot you if you turned the other way. I think it's moved on slightly. Since
Opening
then.
scene of Leningrad.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
moved on
yeah.
a bit. The Ukrainian battlefield, like every military conflict, is an evolution in technology with attacker and defender, and it's evolving on a daily basis. So they've given up mass armoured thrusts because they got zapped on day one, and it didn't work for either party throughout the conflict so far. So they don't have. If they had large armoured spearheads ready to exploit a breakthrough, they would have done it by now and the war would be over.
Blitzkrieg.
They don't. Yeah, that's not happening anymore because drone warfare and the army's been bogged down, stopped at. You're now in the realms of 3 guys in motorbikes and taking their camos off and trying to walk in through cities and infiltrate. That's what we've got now. We've got guys sitting with
guerrilla
shakes.
warfare, right?
Oh yeah, on a large scale.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, they tried large armored columns on day 1, hour 1, minute 1, and it went horribly wrong. I do have some sympathy with that last comment about the proper army hasn't gone in. Russia hasn't used some of its really high tech stuff because I think they're afraid of it getting shot at the sky and being exposed because of they export a lot of their high tech to other countries, and if it gets exposed as being rubbish, if they won't sell any more, so it'll add to their problems. But you can't go away from the facts, and I can only go on what's been reported. They were losing nearly 1,000 men a day. They're now losing 1,300 men a day. If you want to believe those statistics.
But think about what this is shown for the evolution of modern combat. You have got large warships that take years to build, multi-million, if not billion-pound projects that are being taken out with a jet ski full of explosives. Not once, but several times. You've got aircraft worth so many million, pilots taking millions of pounds, dollars, whatever it is to train, being shot out the sky with cheap missiles. Armoured vehicles worth a couple of £1 million being slotted by a Team U drone. I don't know what it will take for the West and the East to entirely revamp their armed forces. Is the day of the tank dead? We keep saying that, and we talk about it throughout most of the last century. The tank's over because of evolution. I think it might be now. I really do think the day of the tank is over.
Yeah, go on, Mike.
I would disagree slightly. Conventional war, yeah, I get it, how drones are overtaking that and stuff like that, but we've obviously got new tank designs coming out and stuff like that, anti-drone technology coming out. I think there'll always be a place for a giant, intimidating piece of machinery on a battlefield when it comes to moving into cities and moving into securing the general population. We might not see tank warfare like we know it as, the Desert Rats and stuff like that, and Rommel, and we won't see that kind of tank warfare, tank on tank battles like rolling across fields, but they'll still be used, but it'll be glorified troop transporting, like invasion kind of stuff, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think tanks, as you say, open plains, hordes coming across the German plains is gone. I think there's a psychological element to tanks. You look at Tiananmen Square, you look at Russia, Yeltsin's period, the pictures are of tanks rolling down the street. That's the psychological effect. If a country manages to invade another country, you put a tank in the town square to say that we're in charge. And it scares the population. So I think the psychological effect is probably going to be more than the battlefield effect in the future.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah.
And like I said, don't forget, you're going to have armored vehicles and tanks that are potentially able to go through nuclear, fallout and sites and stuff like that. Or if we talk tactical military warfare, tactical nuclear warfare, and you've got fallout going everywhere. Some of these advanced combat vehicles with their own air filtration systems are good for getting to A to B, where there's going to be no resistance,
Have you seen the way they're going with the battlefield taxi bases for getting the wounded out. They're basically sending drones in, like track drones. The guys going on the back of it. Nobody in there. I'm thinking of like say a poor man's military. If you think how much it costs to train a British soldier or a pilot, right? Probably pilot's a better one. The expense and the training, and then the aircraft,
Millions.
and then the life support capsule to keep the pilot alive, and then the limits on the performance of the aircraft because it can't perform its abilities because it will squish the guy in the plane. I think
Yeah,
we've seen.
the limitation is on the performance of the human being. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's coming to an end. We're now looking at drone carriers on the sea and drone carriers in the air.
Yeah, as a US
So
naval
it's-
commander recently said, the thing he fears the most is a swarm attack, overwhelming his ship's defenses. If you put 1,000 hand grenade sized drones up, or drones with hand grenades on them, if you put 1,000 or 2,000 of those in the air, your ship's defenses aren't going to be able to get them all.
There you go. Dora said, I've had a
there you
dream
go.
last night. They made weapon cloud drones in clouds shooting down at us, never falling asleep again. But that's what it is. It would be a black cloud that suddenly appears over you to the untrained eye, and then all of a sudden, rain down.
I think there's a film about this, but what would be really scary is if AI could facially recognize who you want to kill. So the drone's just sitting there until it spots you coming out of co-op.
There was the one with Jared Butler. He was in the Secret
it?
Service, and they used a drone swarm to kill the president.
Ah, okay. I'll have to look that one up.
Is that like
So
I can't
Is
remember
that
the name.
London's Down or something?
It was that
Something
kind
like
of that
it's
kind of
White
thing,
House
yeah.
Down or something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
So he was he was on a boat with the president, and like a vehicle opened up, and all these little drones, like a DJI Mavic, they all went in the sky, and they were all controlled as a swarm, and they were zapping the Secret Service boats, killed the Secret Service agents. Now, that was a couple of years ago in a movie. We've had that exact same thing last year in Russia, where they drove a lorry with a shipping container, it opened up, and a swarm of drones blatted tens of millions of pounds of planes and air defense systems for what, maybe a couple of $100,000. When you look at the
Operation
price difference
Spiderweb.
crazy. Can you imagine if somebody done that at Bryce Norton?
Wow.
Yeah.
They just had a couple of fire extinguishers at Bryce Norton.
Yeah, scooter and some spray paint. That's all you need to get in there.
How embarrassing.
But think about it, the thing that we're in an island, to project force to get your aircraft to other parts of the world, you need force multipliers such as tankers. If the tanker fleet was obliterated overnight by a drone swarm, our fighters are going nowhere.
Yeah. Does John have a YouTube channel?
No, do I need one?
You don't need one, no. I think Tez is just asking. So there's demand there if you ever start one.
I'm getting imposter syndrome now.
I've got that with every single job I've ever had. Don't worry about
just
it.
keep inviting me on this. That'll do me.
Especially training costs of F-35 pilots is huge, with 50% in for repairs. Yeah, pilot training as well. A link for Mike and John would be good. Are you watching from Brian's? John's not got a channel. Just if you look below my name, it says at UK Urban Prepper. That's my channel there. And don't forget Miss Worm as well. She's got her channel as well. She'll link that as well.
A published author, no less.
Published author. What's the book about, Brian?
Do you want me to tell you? Right, I'll tell you. Right, okay, right. If you want to know, right. So it was about this witch, and she bought a Temu broomstick, and she sued them because she got a skelf right in the shame cave.
Right, okay, that's enough. That's enough.
Do you want me to go on?
That's it. No, it's fine. It's fine. I won't ask you again. Don't worry. UK buy technology from China, BRICS country, and bomb Russia, other BRICS country. Here's a question. Here's a question for you.
This might be a good time to send your children to bed.
Here's a question for you, gents. The Starmer, all right? We all
Yeah.
love him. We all praise him. We all think he's wonderful. But getting a closer relationship with China at the moment, there's especially after we've just had back and forth between UK and USA, it feels like that's driving a bigger wedge between our relations and probably is driving USA closer to pulling out of NATO. Brian, what do you think with that, with him, like all this trade deal with China and stuff like that? Because both us and Canada now seem to have done that behind Trump's back, I would like to say. I know technically it's not his business, but yeah.
Think about this. When was the last time China imposed or threatened to impose tariffs on the EU or on the EU or the UK? Stop making me laugh. This is hard enough at the best of times. So they haven't done that. But what they do is infiltrate and steal and ignore intellectual property rights. But they're a known quantity. At the moment, everything's upset at the apple cart because one of your biggest allies has decided to threaten everybody. So that leaves you with a tough choice to make. When dependability is gone and you're stuck between between two evils, which one do you choose? Because I don't know what the answer is.
Can you see the UK becoming part of BRICS?
I could see, well, the Norwegians are already trying to get under and make a deal with the UK and France to get under their nuclear umbrella. That's how far along the path we are now. So,
do they know our umbrella's full of holes and hasn't been put up since the 60s?
And the last two tridents we tested failed.
Yeah, spiraled out of control.
But the rest are fine, though. The rest are okay.
The ones we've not tested are fine. We only test the broken ones. That's.
Don't make us use the good ones.
Nuclear laughing stock.
Oh God!
What do you think of the China situation with ourselves, then, John?
I have to be very careful here because I'm a neutral civil servant. I'm apolitical. I just, in general terms, I would say that European leaders are basically cozying up to China as a demonstration to America to say, if you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to force us into the arms of China, and we'll go. So I think there's a grand strategic.
This is answering back for tariff threats, then.
Yeah, and behave yourself, America. Otherwise, you're going to push us into the arms of another lover.
Yeah, I mean, so you can speak freely. Let's talk about it from Canada's perspective.
Yeah, I think, okay, so I think Canada has basically given America two fingers, saying, don't threaten us. B, understand what you're going to lose. And C, we are happy to demonstrate that we'll cozy up to China if you want to keep playing these games. And they have. They got a car deal, haven't they? EV vehicle imports.
Yeah, the Canadians, yeah.
Yeah. So the Canadians are doing what other European partners are doing.
Yeah, I mean, we were getting all the BYD stuff from China and stuff like that, weren't we? So the States haven't done that. So would it be called Twits instead of BRICS if Starmer joins?
No comment.
He would ruin that anyway. He would fuck up a free meal. Excuse the language, but he really would. Right? He's so efficient. They've put so much incompetence and absolute pish at everything in one package.
I'll be back in 2 minutes, Mike.
Yep.
Well done, Mike. You've upset him. Thanks for that.
Can't put a mask on.
Oh, good God. He'll come back looking like Hawkins.
He's a wig, full disguise.
His boss has just phoned him to tell me he's fired.
Come in Chinese TVs, washing machine, cooker compared to UK, Europe technology crap.
Far more important than my boss.
You are.
It was far more important. My fiance, she's just come home from work, so.
All right. We thought you'd gone to put a mask on because we started talking about the British government.
What do you mean? I've already got a mask on. It's my handsomeness mask.
Brian tried to get one of them. It didn't work, clearly.
I got it for Timia.
I'll come, Mike, on your journey. If you don't know who I am, I'll be the one that turns up looking like Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs. Not a problem. You're
Ooh.
more than welcome, Tez.
Wow.
Um,
Wow.
I'm trying. You'll fit in with my Halloween costume of Ed Gein. It was fine. I'm trying to drink a can of Stella and watch the stream, and it's all kicking off in the background.
That's been resolved.
That's been resolved with the hammer of doom. In the UK, I have low-powered items, but they will still mess your life up with correct placement. Okay.
Cryptic.
UK no longer has access to European criminal database intelligence sharing. Is this still the case? I'm not sure.
I think we're still members of Interpol, so I was thinking we still.
I was going to say
have
Interpol
yeah.
should still be relevant, right? Because that's to the States as well, right?
Yeah, Interpol's worldwide, isn't it? Well, to
Yeah.
every country that signed up to it.
Can I just say thanks to Nicola for the super chat? Thank you so much. I will put it towards Pepsi.
How did someone manage to send you 2 cans of Pepsi then? That was amazing.
It's the world of the internet.
There's like, if you got a little hatch on the side that it just appears.
That's for a separate thing, but I'll not go into that right now.
Oh dear.
Look at that.
It's a small hatch.
What about my cola, Nicola? What about my cola?
Hey, we can tell who the rich people really are.
Yeah.
Council pot.
Hey, there's water in that. There's water in Pepsi.
He's just poured that out of a glass Voss bottle, though. There you go.
It's a bottle of Stoli.
This is my Selfridges water.
It's very good, Selfridges water, have you know.
Leave the World Behind. Did that have Julia Roberts in it, or am I missing something?
Yeah,
no,
had Julia Roberts in it, yeah.
Did it? Yeah, okay.
And lots of weird deer.
I'm not sure where
staring
that
at
came
them.
from. Why that was context for anything. But the Islamic Centre England in London is funded by the IRGC, and there are many mosques run by Muslim Brotherhood around the country. Yeah. So I mean, John, you might want to hide. But they literally announced that they were going to ban IRGC in the UK, and you turned within the same night.
They said they were going to declare a terrorist organisation, I think.
Yeah. But
Yes.
then decided they weren't going to do overnight.
Oh, okay.
So
I didn't hear that bit.
I didn't
don't
know that.
if I wonder if that's to do with the discussions going on in China.
Don't know.
No, I
don't
heard
know.
that they were going to ban make the IRGC a terrorist organisation.
That
I
was the
didn't
last
hear
I'd
that
heard as well.
I didn't hear that they'd rescinded that.
I'm pretty sure they had. I mean, I could be completely wrong, but from sources, we all have sources, as preppers often say. Russia needed North Korean troops to kick Ukrainian out of Russia when they took that Russian oblast. Did they need them, or did they get a trade deal where they sent some potatoes and got some free cannon fodder? That's up for debate, right? I mean,
It's terrible the how little human life matters across the globe, though. That they would have traded obviously money or resources, and you've got 10,000 people. Somebody's son, husband, brother has been sent to die in a forest somewhere in the cold.
they've traded missile tech. I have no doubt that they've traded missile tech. North Korea, we're already in nuclear power now. They've got the Hyosung, or whatever it is, missile, Hyosung 12, whatever it is. I think, because obviously a lot of their tests are going okay, some are going all over the place. I think they fine-tuned it with some Russian technology. That was the deal that was done there. USA, too expensive. We all need to do trade with China. India be taking over. It's our own fault they got rid of factories. Yeah, I mean, we are completely reliant on every other nation when it comes to producing anything.
Yep.
When you know what the end game is, the actions are easier to predict. Why Starmer hates Britain and his desire, his reason is to destroy the UK. I mean, there's a million rabbit holes.
Mark's a civil servant.
Yeah. They'll take your pension soon. You know you're buggered when everyone knows China sends the world cheap tat Temu and Shein, and Starmer thinks he's got a good deal. I wonder who's going to tell him that. Listen, I mean, you joke about China cheap tat, and it's like this new thing.
A lot is good.
Listen, look at anything around your house. Look at some good stuff
made in China.
Around your house. A lot of it's made in China. Components made in China. You know,
My solar panels are made in China. They're fantastic.
yeah, my dad was a this is such a Starmer line. My dad was a tool maker. I genuinely, my dad was a tool maker. He worked for ThyssenKrupp, and they were all over the place. And they go to Wuhan all the time and train people over there and doing jigs and models and tool making stuff. So you joke about the cheap tat, but you get what you pay for. If you think you're going to get a night vision set of goggles for $2.99 off Temu, then they saw you coming, I'm afraid. But you can get some good stuff off there as well. You know, that's not the one, but we've got the plates from Temu, which are good. Brian's tested them. Brian's friends tested them and stuff like that as well. So yeah,
and they'll do a job up to a certain caliber. You know, just no 6.5 Creedmoor. It just went straight through. But that's different. That's fine.
Well, again, you get what you pay for, right? You can spend 90 quid for a tent off Temu, which is pretty much a one Tigris tent without the stamp on. So it's 6 and 2 3. And when Bombardier tried to prove that titanium wasn't that cheap, turns out it was titanium.
Brian, did you say 5.56 went straight through it?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, sorry, 6.5 Creedmoor.
Oh, okay.
It resisted 2 air rifle rounds, 5 at aim, 1 plate, incidentally. It resisted 2 rimfire, 7 at aim, 5 rounds of 38 special, 5 rounds of 357 Magnum, and 5 rounds of .17 HMR at 30 meters.
No one that we're likely to come across is going to have anything more than that.
Exactly, and it's also a valid stab plate as well. So for shit hits the fan and for good content, it was worth doing. But for about 18 quid for a level 3 plate, which it isn't, it'll do a job.
You have to try it with icing sugar next.
That was a good video, that.
That was a good video. Does anyone want to actually shop British goods rather than buy Chinese shit? Don't understand. I'd rather pay more. Do you know what? Yeah, and I'm all for like getting local produce from farmers and stuff like that. I do buy British when I can. But at the end of the day, we're in a cost of living crisis, guys. And, you know, as preppers, there's certain stuff we want. And do I want to spend 250 quid on a gas mask that's made in the UK that's probably going to be as good as one I can get for 40 quid made abroad? It's 6 and 2. If I had the money and the luxury to do so, I'd buy British all the time. But they're making it impossible, would be my answer to that, Billy. Bored Iran or boomed it? Okay, not sure what that was. Pass. They said they would follow EU and immediately ban last night, and would then change this morning to pass legislation in Parliament by the end of the year, so we know it won't happen. There you go.
Well,
that's what
maybe they know it won't exist tomorrow.
Yeah.
So they have to bother.
It's a cracking point, to be fair, John. Shall we ban this by the time we've done the paperwork?
Yeah.
But they've not actually done. See if they were going to bring back British manufacturing. When the Ukraine war started, when we had a gas problem, when they were shutting off gas coming through Europe, why did we not open the North Sea fields at that point and start drilling again? Right, drill, baby, drill, as Trump would say. They didn't. They can't.
They're not connected to Wi-Fi.
They can't turn the panels off, but they could probably do something with inverters. But the panels themselves would be fine. They've only got a couple of diodes in them. There's no really a circuit board. Although some of them have got micro inverters, that might be possible. But
listen, if
probably
your
not.
Fridge from China gives you the option of hooking it up to the internet, just say no. Just say no.
I don't. Yeah, my solar and system and power bank is not connected to any sort of Wi-Fi. It's all independent.
Yeah.
If they can.
Sorry, Ryan. I didn't
really
mean to
scary.
interrupt you with the comment.
No, you're fine. I can't remember what I was saying now. It's probably all shite. Again.
We were talking about British manufacturing. The fact is that
right.
we have to pay minimum wage, and so that makes it too expensive.
if they want to be a player in the world scene again, and they want to have an element of civil resilience, and we want to be able to look after the population, and we want to get rid of this net zero bollocks for something a bit more common sense. When Ukraine war started, we should have been drilling in the North Sea again. We've got vast natural resources that we don't exploit. That's foolish. We should have been building factories to produce things that we need, that we can't get in times of crisis. We didn't do it. We didn't do it because, one, there's no appetite for Joe Public to pay for it. There's no appetite for any politician that wants to be in for the next term to tell us we need to do it. So they're waiting to see if the war's going to be over in a month, 6 months, a year, 2 years. They're hedging their bets to see if it's going to stop. And we're 4 or 5 years down the line and it ain't stopping. And we've still not done anything.
I didn't dismiss your comment, Richard. So there's no that you can put your dummy back in and reassess your tampon. All right. I wasn't, it just read weird. So, if you'd have wrote it sensical, I would have agreed with you that you can get a low powered washing machine and stuff like that. But, you want to be an asshole, that's fine. He's come through on your channel, by the way, Brian. That's one from you.
I didn't say sorry.
You will all die if you lesson to these idiots. So don't lesson to us, guys. Don't lesson to us.
No one's here by force.
Yeah.
Right. I'll jump in on that. Listen. Most people get 3 warnings in my channel if I see it. There's been enough shit tonight. Nobody's an expert on here. We do our best and we've got an opinion, and you're entitled to your opinion. But like gets said in the Discord channel every day, it's a low bar. There's no many rules. Just don't be a dick, right? So if you want to be a dick, fuck off. Pretty simple.
And
seriously.
No swearing.
Can't be arsed for this pitch tonight.
I'm going to put the Peaky Blinders as part of the intro of no fighting, no fighting, no.
You're entitled to an opinion. And it's also probably worth saying humour is expected and encouraged on Discord, and it's certainly encouraged on here. But keep it good-natured. Try not to be offended.
I mean,
Thanks,
he made
Worm.
Miss Worm swear. So, I mean, it must have been bad. Potty mouth. What's wrong with people tonight? Is it a full moon, says Calloway?
Snow moon,
Could
yeah.
be.
I'm lessing all the time. I mean,
Anyway, let's not
listen,
tease him. It's done.
Mike's slipped Dexic best of times, all right? So if I read a comment and I look confused, it's not dismissive. It's because you've wrote it in a way that Mike can't. Small words, small sentences, please. The last time last time factory about I worked in window screen whippers factory. Lol. This is what I mean. How am I supposed to read this? 1990s clothes. They don't want us to make anything. They buy Chinese to make us into China 15 minutes. Yeah, they've exported all trade, and that's the sad thing, isn't it? Like, I mean, I'm from the Northeast originally. Shipbuilding, steel industry. I watched beautiful towns like Redcar just turn into absolute clappers overnight as industry completely got stripped out of the Northeast. So yeah.
In my mind, you turned into Donald Trump there in your voice and everything. Beautiful ships, best ships in the world, right here in the North Sea. That's all I heard there. Biggest ships in the world, beautiful big ships.
Shocking. Yes, yes, Jonathan, it is going well. We've had fights in Brian's. We've had crazies in Brian's. It's Brian. It's Brian. It's you. You're bringing all the crazies.
I could fuck up a free lunch.
You should go for government. Net zero, high energy prices, part of 15-minute city agenda. They won't reopen North Sea oil. What's this 15-minute city agenda? What do you guys know about this theory? We'll call it a theory.
Not a lot, if I'm being honest.
It's supposed to be to get rid of mechanical transportation in your city. You should be able to get anywhere and get any service that you require within 15 minutes of your door, either on public transport, by cycle, or by walking. Thank you.
Well, that's a load of crap, because you damn sure can't get a GP appointment 15 minutes
theory.
Anywhere in this frigging country. Even if you lived on the doorstep.
I struggle to go up the stairs with my ankle around 15 minutes for a pish.
Hey,
What
it's
chance
not
have I
my
got in a
policy.
city?
This is not my policy.
I need 15 minute stairs.
I'm just the messenger.
No, I mean, I get it, and I have heard it quite a few times before. It's the ultimate net zero, right? And then they're talking about controlling people so you can only travel so often. Which, I mean, for people like me, where my family's down in the Midlands, we're in the Northwest, and her family's up in Scotland, we travel constantly. So they talk about credits and how much you'd be able to travel a year. Surely they couldn't get away with that.
That massive Saudi Arabian thing's been cut back, hasn't it? What was that thing they were building?
That city, that big long,
That massive long line thing. Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
drastically cut back, 80% cut back or something, because someone's decided it's mental, which it was anyway.
Yeah, I felt like they'd watched an episode of Judge Dredd and thought we could do something like that. Let's build a megacity. I didn't want to use the word bomb, so my sentence you wrote out would have made sense. All right, okay. Sorry about that.
Just go and jump in there with something.
Go ahead.
Nobody knows everything on here. Some people have got strong opinions and things. Try and let it roll over your head, right?
It's
A lot of people are getting bent out of. A lot of people are getting bent out of shape, rightly or wrongly, and it's Friday and everybody's tired. Just take a chill pill, guys. I don't see what the problem is tonight.
There's a lesson learned.
What have we said that is so controversial?
Nothing. I just think there's chats going on and people are getting annoyed with one another. Just take a chill pill. Relax,
listen,
guys.
Guys, there's nearly 200 of you in here. I'm trying to monitor the chat. I'm trying to read out what I can. You know, the system, when you become a member or anything like that, it automatically stars and bumps it. But other than that, it's literally me going through having to read all this while maintaining a conversation. So
it's Mike's fault.
Patience. If I read your message out wrong, I apologize. It's not meant in deep offense, but you know, there's a video back on my channel if you're interested. If you go back a couple of months and the title says My Fucking Channel. All right. So just go and listen to that and then come back with your opinion afterwards. It's fine. I've come off mic, says some clown totally dismissed and mugged me off. And I'm like, what the fuck is this, guys? Probs, if you think you know better, fares, but don't shoot peeps down. I didn't see it, Billy. I don't know what you're talking about. Are you talking about me? Or are you talking about somebody in the comments? I've no idea.
I don't know. I missed it.
It really does not bother me which channel you are watching this on. You know, I'm more than the more people go over and support Brian's, get his watch hours up, I'm more than happy with that. So really doesn't matter what you switch between. I see chats from both sides, and I try and start what I can. Losing track of even who said that. Yes, me too. Can we get back to the topic of the whole world
line in the sand?
Apart?
Nobody said nothing. Just move on.
I ain't saying nothing. Blame it on the planet sending everyone a bit odd. There we go. I like this payday special brew answer. That's the best one.
Be normal.
Listen, if it's payday and you buy a special brew, you've got more than enough to give to the Bradley Lowry Foundation via my Just Giving link or via the PayPal, and you know, give a quid or two, £1 or £2 towards the charity. It would be absolutely awesome. So there you go.
Right, so there you go. So do you think it's coincidence that 3 million Epstein files have been released this afternoon? Oh, there we go. Look, there's a question.
Well, yeah, you're right. It's that's getting leaked out every time there needs to be a distraction, right, John?
Yeah. Parchin military complex. There you go. See, that was my money was on tonight.
Yeah. Military complex, a site that's been linked in the past to weapons and nuclear.
Unconfirmed.
Unconfirmed. Interesting.
If anybody's got any more details on that,
I did see before I came on that the usual suspects have started streaming the skylines of Israel and Iran. So I expect something when they appear. But yeah, thank you for that, Whiskey Jack. Always happy to get intelligence in. Listen, we learn as much from you as we try and give out, so
absolutely
all appreciated. Unagenda 2030 covers 15-minute cities. C40 cities, I'm not sure what they are, covers banning private car ownership, air travel and shipping until it's all electric, plus added bonus CBDCs and digital ID. Well, digital ID, we know they're trying, but another
China.
technical U-turn and stuff like that. But yeah, I've heard this Agenda 2030 many times, but I feel like I want to be devil's advocate, guys, right? So don't hate me. Don't get all the abuse in the comments. I'm going to Brian's
promises.
because Mike doesn't listen to me. I heard many years ago that it was Agenda 2020. It was Agenda 2010. It was the Millennium Agenda. There seems to be something like this as a huge conspiracy theory every time. And I do get how all them planets seem to align and look like that. But I think when people think all these world leaders are part of this master plan, look at some of them world leaders. I think you're giving them way too much credit. I think they're just stupid.
Who's the Labour one, that the woman that looks like she eats cranes?
But that's a you need to narrow that down, Brian.
I
That's
can't,
more
'cause I'll
for the
get-
Labour Party.
I'll get in trouble. But she's thick as two short planks, and she's got glasses. It's not Rayner. It could be any of them. I know. I can't actually say it because it'll come across really fucking badly. Diane Abbott. Yes, that's her. Yeah. Now, does she strike you as the criminal mastermind of the world? I mean, come on.
Definitely.
Really?
She worked. Yeah, of course. She's worked it out on a calculator how to decrease the population. The population is currently 3,000, and she needs to delete it by 7 million. And
I'm sorry. I struggle seeing her sitting in a chair with the cat saying, you know, the world is mine, and James Bond trying to shoot her. I don't see that as being realistic. I do see her in Tesco scanning your beans, though.
The term is, I understand what you are saying, but you couldn't possibly.
You might think that. I couldn't possibly comment.
Yeah. Stammer Epstein friend, as well as okay. We're talking about the 28 Days Later film, clearly. Latest Epstein files released, and Andrew invited Epstein to Buckingham Palace. I mean, you mentioned it, John, so I'll come to you. The Epstein files, is it a huge distraction? Is it a lot of... We know he was dodgy as hell. We know loads of celebrities took advantage of that. Why would you not just say, here they all are, you know...
Because
I've just ruined most of your childhood films because you've seen that they've all done this stuff.
First of all,
it's just like Diddy
Trump.
and Baby Oil. You are.
First of all, it bring down Trump. Is my personal opinion. There's probably so much dirt on Trump because he's been filmed. There's films and photos of him over decades.
Yeah.
And Trump is already known for saying very derogatory things about women. We all know what they are. I'm not going to repeat them.
I don't. What are they?
Grab them.
No, I'm not saying it in public. There might be sensitive people watching.
I'm sensitive.
No, you're not.
He is just on the tip.
You know, and I mean, that's another 3 million documents they've released. There's whole books that have been redacted that have just been published as a black page, which makes me suspicious. Trump's administration is controlling what's being redacted. There was a thing last month where his press secretary was asked, can you talk to us about the Donald Trump that's mentioned in the Epstein files? And she said he was referring to a different Donald Trump. She actually said that out loud in a press conference. Yeah. So I think he is deeply involved with it, and him and many other people they'd go to jail. All the so-called Illuminati, whatever you want to call them, all the top tier men in America who would be.
She gets a lot of bad press, that Caroline Leavitt, and me personally, I think she comes across very articulate and seems like a really nice person. And you know, I think she's entirely.
How do you know she's lying?
Talkable.
The mouth's open.
All right, exactly. Lips are moving.
No, I mean, see, for me, if this was the case, why have they not just been succumbed to some magical fire and, oh no, we've lost all the Epstein files in this data breach? Or it just feels like that would be the better option to get just, or is it so they can use it for stuff like this?
I think at the next election, if there is one controversial, the full files will be released unredacted, and I think there's a lot of powerful men out there who are quite scared.
But by that time, World War III will have happened.
Yeah, they're not.
They'll all be
Don't have
living
to
on
worry
their own
about it
private islands
because we're all getting wiped off the face of the earth tonight.
See,
tonight.
That was a joke.
Cheers, John. Talk about
Thanks.
doom and gloom.
I'm not going to have to mark up sell-by dates nor a shit behind me then and put it away. Thanks, John. Saved me so much work.
I'm nearly out of council pop here.
Council pop.
I've got some single malt.
So-
I'm all right.
And before anyone kicks off, I can say that because I grew up in a council house. So there you go.
I'm
we
still
call
in
it
one.
council
An ex
pop.
council house.
We used to
Mm.
call it council pop. Indicate Trump and 13-year-old girl. The Mirror earlier.
there you go.
Apparently. I don't care about it genuinely. It's just yeah.
It's a classic distraction tactic.
Exactly.
Why?
It's that is nothing in that file, right? Not that I agree with any of it, right? People do bad shit, they get punished. That's fine. Nothing in that file affects the way I need to prep,
No,
right?
not at all.
Unless I was on the island. I swear I wasn't. But nothing else needs to be. It doesn't affect the way I prep at all. So
Are you sure, Mike?
Don't take your eye off the stuff that can affect you for tabloid. crap.
Look, you need to look at what they don't want you to look at.
Exactly.
Can I answer one quick question on the chat?
Yeah, go for it.
What's your next giveaway, Brian? It's on Sunday, and it's an SAS survival book by Lofty Wiseman,
Oh,
which is the
lovely.
pocket one. It's up there. So it's a members only giveaway. If you're a channel member, type book in the chat, and the draw will be on Sunday night at 7 o'clock. After
is
that,
Bra-
it's Kelly
This is
Kettle.
Brian's channel. If you're watching on my channel, you've got to be a member of Brian's channel for that draw, just so you're aware.
That book
And
has
it's a
never been
quid.
beaten.
It's a pound. It's a pound, and everything raised through his channel will go into more giveaways and more testing, which is awesome. He's a very nice guy. I put it towards bills and heating in the house, you know.
Have you tested that carbon
Which is
monoxide
equally-
thing yet?
No. It's actually I actually put it in the kitchen ready to do a video, but I've put out 10 videos in 7 days and 2
Oh,
lives.
I didn't know you were on holiday.
So I'm saying I've put wow. No, but I mean it's just I literally I've got a list as long as my arm of stuff I need to test. Idle sent me that ages ago and wanted me to do a review on it, and it's just yeah. I'm cool with cancelling lefties, so it means actors might like in a movie, TV show with them. Sorry, not watching. I mean, yeah, Hollywood's going to be screwed. Do you know what they should do? I've got the final solution for this. Print out the Epstein
Probably not a
files.
statement I would have used there.
Print out. Yes. Okay.
Not a good choice of words, Mike.
I don't have to put up with this.
Print out the files, give them to Ricky Gervais before the next Golden Globes. He will sort it all out.
Ooh,
All right,
yes.
there you go. There's your
That would be
bombshell.
worth watching.
Yeah, I mean, people are named, but guys, I'm really not interested in the Epstein files. I'm going to skim past the comments. I genuinely am.
Has anyone got an update on what's happening in Iran?
I don't know what is Doomsday. Whatever you want it to be. Doomsday is.
Does he mean Doomsday Clock?
I don't know, but yeah, well, I mean, the Doomsday Clock. What this was all about is basically. Go on, John. For the people that
Okay,
didn't hear
so
it
the
start.
Doomsday Clock, it was invented by Einstein and Oppenheimer and a few of his mates, clever chaps, to predict how close the world was, or to give an illustration to the public on how close the world was to, at the time, nuclear disaster. But since then, it's been expanded. It includes climate change, geopolitical issues, economic, and technological. So AI is included in now. What's the chance of Skynet coming into force and Terminators turning up all left, right, and center? And it's the closest it's ever been. It's 85 seconds to midnight. I think even during the Cuban Missile Crisis, it was only like 6 minutes to midnight, wasn't it? In that, so,
minutes.
Yeah,
It's
it was-
always the, yeah.
So
Was
it's
it as bad
really
as
close
this?
now. No, it's never been as bad. This is the worst prediction, and it's all based on geopolitical analysis of proliferation of nuclear weapons, all the nuclear treaties. That there's one running out on the 4th of February. Is that the intermediate nuclear missile treaty? Something like that. Start maybe.
I think that's the last one to go in it.
Yeah, it's the last one to go, and the fact that most of the current nuclear nations are actually increasing their stock of nuclear weapons, and I think 3 have declared they're going to start testing again: Russia, America, and China. So that's the main reason for them moving it closer to midnight. Hope I've answered your question up the hill and round the corner.
That was a good
There you go.
answer. I've got an
Excellent.
alternative theory.
Go.
Right, Doomsday is the day before payday. Right, that's when you're down to your last can of Pepsi. Toilet roll with 2 sheets left on it. All you've got is Rice Krispies in the cupboard, and there's not many of them left. And you ran out of milk 3 days ago. That is Doomsday.
That's me a week after payday. Oh,
I like it.
The fact you've got Rice Krispies left is good.
Tough. He's shown off again. Mike Rockefeller.
Anyone check the Iran flight tracker to see no flights? A good indicator, plus GPS jamming online maps.
Now I'll have a look at AIS. What is it? AIS something airplane tracker.
Generally, the breakdown of society and ultimate demise of human race. I don't know if he was asking based on the title or philosophically. So if we are talking philosophically, Doomsday.
What's
for
that
me,
word?
Philosophically, I think.
Again? I never caught
Pack
that
it
there.
in.
Sorry, go again.
Philosophically.
Today in Made Up Wordland, we're going with.
You know what I'm trying to say. All right. Bullying.
What was that,
It's
Phil
bullying,
Collins?
That, Brian. It's bullying. Anyway, philosophically. That's the one. Philosophically. Anyway, I forgot what I was saying.
There's still
Doomsday.
airlines over Iran, so
Doomsday is anything that impacts you individually. I would say Doomsday doesn't have to be the end of the world, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse and the second coming and all of that lot. It could literally be your boilers exploded, your roof's been blown off. It's an individual SHTF. So Doomsday is just a term used like for Doomsday preppers and stuff like that, which I hate. That's what the radio used today before they introduced me.
yeah,
I heard that.
yeah, I heard that too.
And I hate it because it tries to paint us in a light that we're not. Don't tread on me. 825 became a member on your channel there, Brian.
Welcome to the Madhouse. Thank you very much for your support.
Whiskey Jack, it's not paranoia if I'm calm, hydrated, and fully stocked for 12 to 18 months. Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly, Whiskey Jack. Thank you very much for the £5 super chat. That's appreciated. Doomsday
Iranian airspace
movie
is
was-
clearing, but it's not empty yet.
All right. Okay. Well, it was the attacks when it was back and forth last year was like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, I believe, because I remember staying up with all the camera feeds and stuff like that. You know, but yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
thank you.
probably a couple of dozen airliners over Iran at the moment in Iranian airspace, but they all look like they're making a hasty exit. They've all pushed south in over the Gulf. There's hundreds to the south.
Get your last questions in, guys. If you want any questions in, we'll be ending soon. We can't keep everyone on all night. Here's a quick one for you from me, though, John.
Yeah.
We talked the other night about resilience and the government's terrible website and stuff like that, and that other places are putting leaflets out and stuff like that. Will this doomsday clock change push anyone in the right direction to make more of a decision in getting the UK resilience, do you think?
On its own, no. My feeling at work is that it's gaining traction. The ministers are now starting to talk about it. The ministers are now starting to ask advice on what should we be doing. Should we be refreshing the website? The sectors, the food and drink sector, sort of saying, what are we going to go for 3 days or 5 days or just some, as it is at the moment, some days. So there's definitely a momentum towards getting something out, and that sort of really started about 2 weeks ago when the Chief of the Air Staff, or Chief of Defence Staff as he's now, appeared in front of the Home Select Committee and said, why are we not talking about this?
Yeah, that was a car crash interview.
Oh yeah.
So it is gaining momentum within the civil service, within Whitehall and other devolved administrations. How long it will take, I don't know.
Whatever it takes, it's too long, right? It
Too
should
late.
have been done. It should have been done.
You
a
might
while
say
back.
that. I couldn't possibly comment.
Question: what is the one thing you would rush out and buy if a strike on Iran happens tonight?
Unleaded petrol.
I was just going to say fuel.
Oh, I like that.
Fuel
Yes.
Because
would
they
be the
closed the
one.
Strait of Hormuz.
Yeah.
Don't mind it.
Any escalation in the Persian Gulf risks a spike in oil prices.
I bought 40 litres
it's
today.
As simple as that. Yeah. So that would immediately hit our petrol stations. They don't wait until the barrels are shipped over and stuff like that. If the price is affected, it will go up tomorrow.
Yep. Even though they've got millions of gallons stored that they paid a cheaper price, though, bastards.
Yep, that's how they make a nice little bit of profit in between all this fiasco. So, that fuel. I was going to say fuel. That's a good call. I can't think of anything else that I would need instantly and stuff like that. So there's nothing else I'd go out and buy. It would be fuel for me. Anything different?
At the very least, just top the car up.
Yeah. Definitely. Never below half a tank. Never below half.
I've gone posh. I've gone Welsh water.
Brecon Carreg.
Look at that.
It's bad water.
Went out of date in November, but hey.
Out of date water. Oh, just put a bit of out of date salt in it.
Oh, that's tastes beautiful, that Welsh water. Oh.
What's this propaganda? What's going on?
He probably owns a company.
I would not be sat here if I owned Brecon Carreg water.
You might just be eccentric. I'm going to slum it with the little people.
Most of us are. I'm an eccentric millionaire without the millions.
Yeah, sat in my massive house.
Has he just nipped off to buy some more petrol?
We'll be fine though, because fortunately we've got a really good energy policy, and all the natural resources of the North Sea, we're trundling away good guns, drilling down and extracting all that oil and refining it into petrochemicals and products that we can use independent of the rest of the world. Oh no, wait, we shut all that down. We're fucked.
And Grangemout's closed.
Yep, with no refinery.
Thank you, Metalhead Doc. Yeah,
it's laughable.
I never let my vehicle go half on thing. I'm just making sure there's
no. That's just a generally sound thing to do. It's just it comes from the military. It's ingrained in me. Never let your fuel tank go below half.
Yeah, that's what I've always had. You know, it's not always the case. Sometimes it's like, we've got 33 miles on the range. It'll be fine.
Probably 40.
That's a money dictation thing more than anything else.
The closer you get to payday, the risk profile changes quite a lot, though.
It does massive. If
it goes from full tank to a fiver.
If shit hits the fan a week before payday, we best know
we're
where
all
the
fucked.
local horses and saddles are.
Mike, for our 1 second later chat, when it happens, can you just put in a question about the timing of what happened in terms of the calendar? I'd quite like to talk about that.
Oh yeah, I mean, it'll be open for us to discuss any of that. I'm literally rereading it now to refresh myself.
It's such a good book.
It is a great book.
I'm literally up to very early on, so Ben's a nice guy, kind of thing. That early level, so and he's just come back with buckets of
no
ice
spoilers.
And medication. So yeah, that's about it. That will be spoilers, by the way, guys. We are going to do a 1 second after podcast soon, where we talk all about the book, and not to advertise it in any way, shape, or anything like that. There's going to be a film coming out soon. I expect Hollywood to ruin it. But we want to discuss how directly it might have affected our prepping or made us think about prepping differently and stuff like that, and talk about the stuff that goes on and the timelines of that, obviously. So
See if you get like the Lofty Wiseman survival book, you should have this right next to it 1 second after, because it covers so much about human psychology and how they behave when things go wrong, that alone is worth just as much as a book telling you how to survive. That tells you how people will force you to survive, and you should really read it. Please, if you don't read a lot, even get it in an audiobook, listen to it in the car. It's such a good book for preppers.
Couldn't agree with you more, Brian. The psychological and mental aspect of the book is spot on. Not that
That's really good
situation, but
I will say the sequels are good for following on with characters, but not as
they're pretty shit.
I just ordered it from America.
You do want to get through them. You still want to hear them all. I still enjoyed them, but it wasn't.
They're not as good as the first one, though.
It wasn't as impactful for prepping. You know, it's like the series Lost. After the plane crash on the first episode, it went shit because they blew all the budget on the pilot episode. Irony that the pilot episode is a plane crash. Yeah, I like that. Question: how long would Civil Service Committee take to update the crap government preparation website? They've updated it very quickly recently when they did the Good Morning TV thing and actually advertised it for the whole of 10 minutes. It was 3 or 4 days later they changed it from 3 days to a few days and things like that. They took off physical numbers and put vague estimates instead. So, I mean, updating a website doesn't take much work. I would like them to see them do more printed and stuff like that. What's your thoughts on that, John?
Yeah, my experience, I've been in the civil service 5 years now, is it's all driven from whatever the hot topic is for the day. As you said, Mike, if it gets on GMTV or BBC News, things can happen very, very quickly. If it's struggling, if it's not on the radar, as it were, of the politicians, it can take months, if not years. So yeah, it's just, if it's politically sensitive, things will change very quickly.
Yeah. Our biggest power station here in Ireland has changed from coal to oil and renewable recently. Couldn't make this shit up. There was practically nothing bad coming out the chimney as it burnt so hot.
Longannet Power Station, just opposite the Kincardine Bridge in Scotland. They invested millions putting carbon capture on the chimneys. It was one of the most clean burning power stations. They flattened the fucker.
Yeah. It's we're making the rods for our own backs, right? Are the other two books as good as the 1 second after? They're good reads. They're good fictional reads. They're not as good as in using it as prepping guidance. Not that you'd use it as prepping guidance, but it just made me think. So, without spoiling the stream we're going to do, it made me question my ethical choices and my timelines over prepping, as did the events we've witnessed in Spain, as did COVID. When we see these things in real life, it does make us rethink things. So, yeah. The final batch of Epstein files mentions Musk, Gates, and Trump. That means the war's going to start tomorrow. I get commission on that link. There you go. Go use Miss Worm's link. Shocking.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, BBC's reporting Trump is mentioned hundreds of times in the latest files released.
Oh dear.
So yeah, Iran's getting it tonight.
Yeah, I need a massive distraction now. Iran and Moscow at the same time.
Oh Jesus. We're going to use our missiles. Beautiful missiles.
Bill Gates apparently caught an STI. He said that's absurd and false. I don't know who caught it off.
He said while scratching like this.
Is him to get any cocktails, umbrellas? He said.
You was talking about knives and convo about knives a bit too much. I timed you out, not scrubbed you off, so don't get your knickers in a twist. Good lad. Tez is having to discipline people. Okay.
Everybody's going to behave and be a bit kinder. Humour's good, so
Yeah.
just chill out. What I would say is, I'm just going to start banning people the next time.
That's fine. Listen, everyone gets tired when it's a topic like this, and we're talking about
Because everybody's
volatile
tired.
things. Yeah,
Everybody's tired.
yeah,
It's Friday night.
it is.
We're all here
It
for the
is.
same reason. I want to learn off you guys, and we'll try and point in the right direction of what little we know, and we can have a laugh while we're doing it. But Jesus, the amount of shit tonight's been off the scale. Just chill out, guys.
Chill out. Chill out. Gonna pay to
Right.
play.
Brian, I know a lot.
I don't.
Because I'm mega rich, so you know.
Yes.
Oh, I knew he was going to rub her nose in it there. Tough. That bottle of Stolly that he's got, it's not even water.
It's
It kicks off
Cristal.
tomorrow in Iran.
If it kicks off tomorrow in Iran, what can we expect to happen here, as well as the fuel going up? I wouldn't like to tell you what to expect. What I would tell you is be more vigilant and look out for anything potential, because I mean the risk of sleeper cells is a genuine risk. The risk
Yeah,
of fundamentalists, even if they're not activated by some sort of channels, just taking it on their own account, going, oh my God, this is happening and I love them, so I'm going to go and do something stupid. It's a genuine risk. Just be vigilant. Situational awareness. I forgot to put the price back up on my situational awareness leaflet, so it's still completely free on the shop. So go and download it for free because I'm an idiot. So go and take advantage of that. It talks about situational awareness if you don't know what we say when we talk about it, but very simple things you can practice. That's what I'd say. What any guys, do you want to add anything to that? What can we expect to happen here, as well as fuel going up?
Mostly your points. Sorry, John, on you go, bud.
No.
No, honestly, it's fine. I'll jump in later. It's cool. You're all good.
Yeah,
it's no problem.
First of all, it will depend on what reaction, if any, Iran manages to produce. It could be anything from nothing at all to big red button, and anything in between. So if they manage nothing at all, nothing will change. Probably the price of fuel probably won't go up. If they manage sort of an intermediate response, like right, we've closed the Strait of Hormuz and we've anything that tries to go through, we're going to attack, the price of fuel will go up, and then in time other things will start to go up, because nearly everything is related to energy, fuel. Manufacturing anything
Logistics. Yep.
takes energy. Logistics takes energy, mostly fuel. We won't even talk about big red button. If there are asymmetric attacks in the UK, you probably it'll be proportionate. If there's one attack in London, some guy drives a car into a crowd, we've had that before. If it starts to be one in Manchester and then one in Glasgow and then a couple in Newcastle, and there starts to be a pattern, the government will likely give general advice: avoid crowded areas, avoid doing this, that and the other, but they won't suddenly go into lockdown and say you've all got to stay in your house. It's just not going to happen. It'll be very specific advice to avoid doing a certain
But you
activity.
would tell us that. You would say it's not going to.
He'll be in his bunker with his
Yes,
bottles
I
of
would.
Cristal.
He's on the inside.
That's
no,
it.
no, I agree with you, and yeah, it's about, again, it's vigilance, right? It's just keeping an eye on these things and stuff like that. If you're like me and you're in an urban area, higher risk kind of thing, if you go into major events at the time, concerts, things like that, we've seen it all in this country over the last 10 years, so we know what to look out for, guys. Brian?
What I would say is everybody was allowed to save face the last two times. And what I mean by that is Iran's nuclear facilities were flattened and bombed into the Stone Age. Most of its air defences were suppressed and flattened. But they did a measured response. and they were allowed to do a measured response. They were allowed to shoot into an area of an American airbase that most of the personnel had been moved from. People are talking in back channels. The US and its allies and Israel did X, and the Iranians were allowed to do Y, so that everybody could say to the respective populaces, we've done our bit. The Iranians shot at the Great Satan, and America flattened their nuclear facilities. At that point, given the measure of destruction, they still didn't do a gross overreaction, and there still wasn't sleeper cells activated in Europe or in the UK or in America, because there must have been back channel communication for that level of coordination and allowed damage to occur twice. Then there's still been an element of civility and common sense in the background. The nutters weren't given free rein at that point, and they never mind the Strait of Hormuz. So I would like to think if something happens, it would be the same again. Does that make any kind of sense?
Yeah. No, I mean, we're talking like best case scenario. It's like wham bam, and then we can all shake hands and carry on.
Choreographed.
Yeah. Civil war, not civil war, but a civil war. Thank you, Prepper70, for the super sticker, $2.99. Prepper70 is the one that has donated an extra copy of Disaster Ready Home, which I'm giving away in Discord. Everyone's already put the names on. The cutoff time's already on there. So I will draw that later on, and I'll do a little spinny wheel, and I'll put the video on Discord. I'm only mentioning it now, not because you can enter, but because you should join the Discord so you don't miss out on stuff. All right? So make sure you join the Discord, and thank you, Prepper70. You're absolutely awesome. Civil war order will go out if Iran orders it.
Probably.
Yeah.
But at the moment, the lunatics haven't been given free rein of the asylum. This is my worry. If they blast the current leadership, which has had an element of control, and the nutters and the zealots are allowed to have free rein, then I would be genuinely worried. Then I would be genuinely worried about my kids going to the shops and stuff, or taking the tube. That kind of shit.
Yeah.
That would worry me.
Yeah. It's risk assessment, right? It's at the end of the day.
Yeah.
We can't do anything about what's already happened unless we have a time machine. Yes. And as much as this kind of stream is a bit of a fiery, doomy, gloomy stream, we just still try and give sensible advice. We still try and, keep your head screwed on, still live your life, still do everything. Nobody's telling you to run to bunkers and stuff like that.
And have a laugh.
Yeah. And
it should be fun.
Enjoy the time we have and stuff like that. But just be vigilant in your own areas, what you're doing. Are you permitted to say what department you work for, John?
Do you know what? I'm really not sure.
Department X.
So I'll say no.
He's Q. He's from James Bond.
Last one, what you did for a living?
Work in resilience. That'll do.
Works in resilience. There you go. So the government resilience department. So in other words, John doesn't exist.
He's lying to us all. When James Bond Aston Martin had the headlights dropped down in machine guns, he fitted them.
He works for UK
Q.
Resilience. It's John in a giant warehouse, and 10 MREs sits in front of him, and he's thinking, how am I going to split this between 60 million?
We're going to need a bigger
and they're all
boat.
out of date.
Yeah, they're going to need a bigger boat, definitely.
That's what I like to hear.
Fun. A false flag attack, most likely, says Richard Milliken. A possibility again. It's
possible.
It's always one of those things that people talk about. I'm ex-specialist cop. The security services know about 95% of the bad guys who are here. Sleeper cells are there to cause fear. No real danger to the wide population. Individual attacks, maybe. Yeah, I mean, I get you, and like I do believe our intelligence service are really good at keeping track of certain things, but that small percentage can do a lot of damage, and it doesn't account for people who have never been part of anything organized and suddenly just decide to take it upon themselves, because that's what we saw in Manchester and stuff like that. So yeah, there's still reasons to be vigilant, I would say, but I appreciate your point there, Urban Prepper Detective.
No, well made.
Yeah. Prep for the worst and hope for the best, everyone. Exactly. Can't say it better. Super.
Thanks, Prepper70, for the donation. Thank you.
As she come over to your side, she's spreading the love. Love it. Israel's oil infrastructure was destroyed by the Iranians at Haifa. Yeah, I remember seeing all that happen at the time. If we enter a period of civil unrest, will the government disarm the people so they can't defend themselves? What do you mean, will they? They already have
Yeah,
80% of the population.
Even more than that. Getting a gun license these days is really difficult. And it's not impossible. It's just made to be really difficult.
Yeah.
You got to get medicals and all sorts of stuff.
Not exactly.
Do you not?
You need to.
You
no,
have
you
to
need to
have a
get
certificate.
You need to get a medical form signed.
That's it. Yeah. Sorry.
So your doctor will look at for your firearms certificate, your shotgun certificate. The doctor's got a page to fill in, and they'll fill that in, and you send that in with your application. But part of that, they will put a flag on your medical records. So if you, and I totally agree with it, I'm totally on board with it, I should have done it years ago. If you're diagnosed with a stress-related or a mental health condition, then they will tell Plod, and they will either.
And you get a home visit as well to make sure your gun security arrangements are correct.
Yeah.
You'll get an interview at home, and they'll talk to you and probably talk to your wife and partner as well. And they will check the cabinets, and they'll try and pull them off the wall. And it's generally quite relaxed. They go through your form and talk to you about it. Then they'll go away for a couple of weeks, and they will do background checks. And then you will either get a yes or a no.
And I will tell you that it's very regional dependent how long that couple of weeks is.
Yes.
Some people wait months, and you know, there's backlogs. So
it'd be interesting to see what sort of, is it 1 in 10,000 people has a gun license, 1 in 100,000? That'd be interesting.
There's 180,000 in Scotland
out of a population of 5 million. So there you go. There's not that many going around about.
Most of which will have multiple firearms.
Yeah.
So if it's section 2, which is shotgun, which is a magazine capacity 2+1, it's generally easier to get. Section 1, because you've got to show good reason. Section 1, you would generally need to be a member of a gun club for 6 months, and they will sponsor your application, for talk's sake. And you need to show good reason for every caliber you wish to own. And in section 1, they will dictate how many rounds of each caliber you're allowed to have.
And do you have to have good reason to keep it in your house as well? If you're a member of a gun club, don't the gun club keep it?
No, you can keep it at home.
Okay. Oh, you can't keep it at home. Okay.
Yeah. And even in the UK, you can, if you want a Barrett Light 50 and you've got reason to have it, and there are specialist ranges and clubs that you can join to shoot 50 cal if you want to spend like 14 quid a shell, then you can do that. So it's not, the controls that are in place, I think, are very reasonable. It's just the legislation gets changed and they go on about 3D printed guns and all the rest of it. And most firearms crimes are illegal gun ownership. Yeah. Most legal gun ownership that goes wrong is because people didn't do the fucking jobs that were supposed to be monitoring it. Not that there was something wrong with the rules. It was just the people that were paid to enforce the rules didn't do the fucking job.
Yeah, there was a gang convicted this afternoon in South Wales, and they killed a woman with a converted starter pistol.
I mean,
they're converted a starter pistol to fire live rounds.
So do you know what that tells me? That tells me that we're over strict on stuff. If somebody wants to do harm to another person, they can use a vehicle. You can't ban all cars. They can use a kitchen knife. You can't ban all kitchen knives. It's ridiculous. They are trying to disarm the nation, in my opinion. I think that
there's somebody else banned for being a prick. So cheerio.
Okay. I didn't see it. I think somebody else, something like an infrastructure close down is most likely as portrayed in Mike's little docudrama. Yes,
absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, when we talk about prepping, lots of things boil down to having no power, right? Because so many things can affect that. CMEs can affect it. War over Europe can affect it. Not even war on our shores. We import a lot of our power. That can affect it. Net zero can affect it. Floods, weather, everything can affect power. So that's why it all boils down to that, I think. Why the F does Trump want to be messing with 13 when he has really good-looking wife and money to have that kind of high-end girls? Yeah, you can't logic that anywhere, Brian. Footballers have been sent down when they've got,
Trophy wives.
I would never like
exactly.
to be in the situation. I can understand how somebody could even do that. So
Yeah.
it's not a path I would even want to contemplate thinking about. He's
No.
obviously broken if that's what he thinks is okay.
Yeah, castrate them with bricks. That's my answer.
You've watched The Wanderers, haven't you? Don't fuck with the Baldies.
Worst that can happen is you wake in hell or, like me, heaven. There you go. I mean, hopefully the latter. I like to think this is why I'm doing charity work every year, to atone for a misspent youth and hopefully
No amount of charity work.
Get past St. Peter at the pearly gates.
No amount of charity work is going to get you up there.
Cheers, mate. Thank you for the reassurance.
Now, the waxing's a different kettle of fish.
Oh, yeah, the waxing, that'll get you up there.
Be gone, John. Be gone. Get out.
When you get the old 2-pack epoxy onto the old elephant's trunk.
Well, clearly, by
I would pay a lot to see that.
Nobody's donating to the charity. They're all buying Special Brew and fighting in Brian's lobby. So since the waxing's not going to happen.
Well, they're not now because that's 3 down.
That's 3 down. Brian's taking them all out.
I've only banned one.
I recently got refused a shotgun search. I'm ex-military and totally sane. Do they have to give you the reason why they refused?
What's that phrase? Oxymoron, is it? Ex-military and totally sane?
Yeah.
They don't have to give you a reason, but I don't know your situation, and there's a whole host of reasons why, and it could be down to something like a member of the family that they don't like, or that there's a whole host of reasons why you could be refused, but you can't appeal it.
Yeah, you can definitely appeal it. It feels like it's going to be a dying art and dying sport soon anyway, because every other person suddenly is off sick with anxiety and have been to the doctors for this medication, that medication. As soon as you go and register at your doctors, because everyone's got, they don't even name them anymore. They just say, I've got mental health. All right, yeah. What does that even mean? But yeah, that's a surefire way to refuse you any chance of ever getting one. The gun club is easier. I've known people waiting 18 months.
Yeah, they've changed it and all. That
Hawkins was on a big waiting list, wasn't he?
He's still on it. He's still waiting. They went from serving coppers to retired coppers who were doing the checks to coppers again, and now they've went back the way again. Certainly in Scotland, to retired cops coming back in to do the checks. And Teshop was saying he's right. They're trying to merge shotgun into your Section 1 ticket, which isn't great, to be fair, because it depends how they merge it. It just depends how they do that. There's no need to do it. There's no need.
There's always an agenda somewhere. Whiskey Jack
The
says
UK is
Spud
very
guns for the
anti-gun.
win. He says Spud's guns for the win. And the funny thing was, I went into the Bushware store in Stirling in Scotland, speaking to the guy in there, very knowledgeable on the subject. When they first brought in the new laws in Scotland, because you have to have a certificate for an air rifle in Scotland now as well, right?
You do.
And when they first brought that in, they hadn't wrote it out correctly. And it technically overnight made Spud guns an illegal firearm without a certificate, because they just basically said any projectile with air. So for a short period, Spud guns were illegal in Scotland.
That was a misinterpretation of the rules, because airsoft doesn't come under it. The Violent Crimes Reduction Act.
When they first wrote the first version of it, everything fell under it, so they had to amend it.
Oh, it's bollocks. The whole thing's bollocks. It's an overreaction to criminal actions by a few that the majority suffer. The UK population as a whole is very anti-gun, and the bar is very, very high. If you want to partake in sports, whether it's clay pigeon, practical shotgun, target shooting, or hunting, the hoops you have to jump through to go do that are I mean, they're myriad, and I'm all for them. That I've not got an issue with that, but they can be taken off you very, very easily. So you've got to be better behaved than most people, and again, that's not a bad thing.
Yeah. Richard's back in your chat, by the way. I'm not sure how he's got back in, if it's a different account, but I'm not even going to highlight his comment.
Oh, no, he's gone.
Preppers in this country. That one is. Did you get rid of him? Yeah.
Yeah,
he's
he's
the
gone.
one you saw. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's all right. That's fine. People, honestly, don't listen to us, guys, because we don't know what we're talking about. We've no idea. We just sit here. We're all sofa survivalists. All that behind Brian is green screen. Yeah.
10 aircraft left in Iranian airspace,
Are you
Ooh.
counting them down?
and they're all leaving.
Right, Sonic, get your coffee out, boys. We're here till the apocalypse. Live streaming. Which box will flash out white first?
Zzz, it'll just be fuzz. Zzz.
Hang on a second, guys. I think the sun's just come.
Oh,
Gone.
Forget guns. I've got a Costco membership and a suspicious amount of rice.
There'll just be like a little black shadow on the wall where I used to sit.
Yes.
Well, I've got a phone in 15% battery. That's what I've got.
All right. Okay. Well, we'll get through the last couple and then we'll be done. I've got to leave now. I was meant to be doing assignments, but you distracted me with your live, full of good info and a bit of drama. I'll let you off though. I owe you a Coke for the entertainment. She's put a $9.99 super chat on mine. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's really appreciated. What's up with people tonight? His name was Richard, right? His name was Robert Paulson. Right. 168 people in here, Brian. Half of them are in yours, half of them are in mine. Quickly tell them about your channel before they go.
My channel's appalling. It's punctuated by bad moods, temper tantrums, and a ridiculous amount of swearing that borders on Tourette's. Right? That's pretty much how it goes. With occasional helpful hint on solar power and a disturbing quantity of Pepsi Max consumed. And I've not got a lot of faith in the government's ability to keep the power grid running. So
Apart from John's the only acceptable person from the government.
But he's got the nuclear reactor in his bunker there.
That's all right, yeah.
The little people, we're kind of bollocks.
It's got to power the fridge for his Waitrose water.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I tend to try and concentrate on things that are power related because I genuinely believe that that'll be what causes most of his problems, short, medium, or long term. And to try and remain comfortable for you and your family as long as possible, should a short, medium, or long term event happen. That's basically it.
Yeah.
Join the temperament sportsman. Oh, that last live the live that I did in the last giveaway, I made that private so nobody would ever see it again. That was literally like the chef out of the Muppets going, birdie, birdie.
That was the best entertainment video you had on your channel and you removed it. It's shocking. It's absolutely shocking. For me, guys, I just like I say, all my links are always in all my videos. If you're watching on Brian's channel, mine is UK Urban Prepper. Just search that on YouTube. I should come up at the top. So yeah, I do a bit of everything, and I listen to your suggestions and try and do what I think you know. I learn on the fly. I show you my mistakes. I show you my disasters. I show you me setting things on fire, drowning Brian's power banks. I do everything honestly and open. Falling downstairs in a castle. Yes, that is another one that I do quite.
That was some of your best work.
It was. But you know,
yes, that's steep when you come down this.
Oh, you fucker! Like that. Oh. Are you okay? Beep.
Was that your tent there on the right?
That's some fly tippers when we got there. That was already there. I was fuming about that as well. But yeah, yeah. That's all. I'm honest on my channel. That's the best I can say. So check out all the links. Please do try and support the charity. I know the West Highland Way is not an amazing achievement or anything like that, but it's still going to be a trek. It's still going to be on my own with a full kit of bags.
It's going to be tough.
And it's all for a really good cause, and that's what matters most. John, would you like to say goodbye to the viewers? Let them know when you're launching your YouTube channel, your anti-government YouTube channel.
I wouldn't even know where to start. I'll get a man to do it for me. Thank you very much, everyone. I'm just a humble prepper. Literally, I just prep because I enjoy it. It's my hobby, and hopefully I'll get invited back. I've had a good crack tonight. Shame a few people spoiled it, but they've been dealt with, I think. So yeah, looking forward to the 1 second later chat, whenever that is.
Hopefully, if we're free next Friday, maybe we could all squeeze it in then. That'd be nice if we can all remember the book as best we can. Yes, thank you. Massive thank you to the moderators tonight, both on my channel and over on yours. I see that Mel has been made a moderator on your channel as well as Tez. Tez is awesome, by the way. He was my first ever gifter on my channel from day one. He sent me the medical kit, which I think is awesome, and I'll always remember that. Miss Worm, our chief mod over here, kicking everyone's ass, evil girl, scary evil psychic. Thank you for putting up with all of this tonight, and we will see you all. We'll see some of you on Sunday for a Preppers Fireside. So till then,
and
goodbye. The giveaway. Yes, don't forget the Brian's giveaway. Then you've got time to make brews before the fireside and stuff like that. So, and this week we are doing it all about kids, not in a Donald Trump way, but in a they should be prepared way. Yeah, we're doing prepping for children. So there we go.
No bother, Gary Glitter.
I need to go and find some.
That's a bad line to end on, John.
I got a play park across the road there. I think I'll go and pick a few up.
Oh no! End. Bye, guys.
Layers.